Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Ben and Grace Show on YouTube and ThorpeTube on Kick. We are going to be live on a debate in 5 minutes, a debate on women's accountability in modern society. Thank you all for tuning in. As for the whole New York City extravaganza, looks like we've got some content to review on that side of things. Apparently, Lalo is getting kicked out of Jedi Joy's hotel room, which he absolutely deserves for being so rude to her. You reap what you sow. But maybe if he apologizes, he can make it up to her. I don't know. Anyways, we've got the link ready. This is sort of last minute. Hi, Armani. I gotta get my dad logged in to the Zoom call. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, I'm back home. Had a great little trip. Alright, let me see here. Ozbot. Meeting passcode. Look, we'll go over all that later, okay? I actually forgot that I was scheduled for this debate, so let's just do this debate. Are women held accountable? And I'll talk to you guys after that. Alright. Let's have fun.
In just a minute. And
Okay.
but yes, this should be a very fun. I'm very excited. This always puts me in a good mood. And what we'll do is basically, Grace, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi, James. How you doing?
Cool. Good. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Basically, the biggest thing is if you guys can avoid interrupting each other, because that just tires me out, where it's like, oh gosh. Like,
Yeah.
At the same time, sometimes people interrupt because they're like, well, the other person is filibustering. They're just
Yeah.
on and on. So if you can try to be mindful of not doing either.
Mm.
But Max and Ben, if you guys want to make fun of each other's haircut or whatever, like that's fine. I'm immature. I think that's funny, but just the thing is, if people don't interrupt, that's ideal. And
Yeah.
let's see. I'm gonna just fit the little feeds here in OBS. It's gonna be a great time. You guys have a nice day, a nice Saturday. Did you guys get to do something fun today, everybody?
Yeah. We drove back from the city.
James, I just had the craziest IRL meetup. Literally, Asmon Gold.
He was
reacted
asking,
to
someone
me.
in chat was mentioning it.
I got beat up by this crazy fentanyl woman.
You could show him your injury, Grace.
Yeah, I got a bald spot.
She pulled,
Whoa.
hundreds
She
of
rips
hairs
my
out of
hair
her
out.
head.
Anyways,
That
so
is wild.
Oh.
Time
I guess
for
she's
some-
holding you accountable.
Yeah, true.
That is wild. Okay. Well, I'm glad you survived that.
Thank you, James.
Anybody else get assaulted today?
I didn't get it, unless you count traffic. I mean, that was pretty assaulting. Terrible traffic, and people can't drive. Like, they're just the most inconsiderate asshole drivers. But other
Wow.
than that, yeah, I got to see a friend, which was nice. I love that we're saying IRL now. Like, that's the term. Like, you have to clarify that something is in real life and not
It's
online.
a content genre that yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
I use it to refer
Not
to.
food streaming.
Yeah.
James,
Oh, okay.
James, I just want to ask, like for the channel's sake, I mean, we're planning on talking somewhat about domestic violence and rape. I don't know if those words, like whatever I think it's stupid to say grape, but like I don't know how you feel about that.
I think it's probably better to play it safe rather than have to risk it. I would try to use code words. Like, for example, we don't say the vaccine, we use the serum because they're
Yeah.
just words
Oh.
that are weird.
I'm just saying in this case, say SA. We'll just use SAF for rape.
Yeah,
basically.
essay is fine.
Okay.
that
But
works.
I don't mince my words in my channel, and I've never got in trouble. So
I don't blame you. I just I can't remember.
I
feel like-
understand.
I feel like recently we had something that was surprisingly demonetized, and I was like, wait, what? Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I appreciate you asking.
And just one other thing, like as far as the interruptions, I know like interruptions are a problem, but like you said, speeches I feel like are also like just for the sake of a debate, long speeches are also like they're content killers, So my thing is like let's keep it bouncing around. Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Like
I'm
no
not
one wants to hear a
sure.
3-minute speech followed by a 3-minute. Otherwise, we do formal debates.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this is not very formal. Is that correct?
correct.
Just more of
I
a
feel like that's
conversation.
true. Yeah.
Okay. And is
We-
it okay if I agree with them on stuff?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yes, just don't do it too much because
No, I'm sure I won't.
if you think of it as yeah, that's true. You probably won't. So it should be but yeah, it'll be fun.
The way I feel about it, Kat, is like I do debates. I can go the high road and just strictly intellectual, but then you have what's called blood sports, which I'm fine to do too, which is you go more personal, obviously within bounds. But like I'm fine with either. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I prefer the intellectual, but
I'm more on that one, but I'm whatever. I mean, I'm
if it goes there, it goes there. I don't take it personally. I've never.
all right. Yeah, that's fine.
People will call me everything under the sun.
We
as
don't
James
even
does.
know each other, so I won't take it personally either.
Sure.
I'm almost set, and then I'll do a sound test. I'm just fitting these little feeds in OBS.
Oh, did you guys
Yeah.
go over opening statements? I forgot how long. Are we doing 8 minutes or?
Are
Let me
we?
think. Usually it's 12 minutes, so 6 minutes per person
Oh,
on
okay.
average.
Yeah.
But that's flexible.
Okay, sure.
This looks good. 2 seconds.
Do you guys feel like you want to do long openers or
No.
No,
Yeah, me
not
neither.
particularly? Okay.
Don't hold me
Yeah, so-
accountable for my opener.
Me neither. And for my hair, because you guys were talking about I'm like the hair does what the hair does, and nobody was gonna hold that accountable. So
Your hair looks cute.
oh, thank you.
Grace, this is the enemy.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Looks terrible.
We
You're gonna
hate
He
lose.
must be defeated.
I know. Just the worst. I mean, you're missing hair, so
True.
can't see that
I
on
had to
camera.
tease it over. I'm hiding it with the headphones.
That's what those are for.
I'm almost set. And
I didn't know I was supposed to smoke on camera though, so I didn't get prepared.
It's part of
Hey,
our
there's-
intimidation tactics.
it's not too
Yep.
late. You can just grab some.
Grace just quit smoking.
I did, yeah, I did.
Oh, good for you.
Thank
I don't
you.
smoke actually. so-
Don't.
Stay on the
It's a
internet
hard
long
one
enough,
to
you
quit.
will.
It's so hard to quit smoking.
Mm.
I have a very non-addictive personality. I would like to get addicted to things, and I just can't commit.
there are solutions to that problem.
like heroin or something.
Yeah.
Fentanyl. That'll get you real
Or,
quick.
Yeah,
or
that probably-
cocaine.
One. We're
Didn't work.
going to do a quick sound test really quick. So let me just pull this below. Good. Okay. Sound test. Cat, can you do a 1, 2, 3 for me?
1, 2, 3, 4,
And then
5.
Max, please.
Salas la sopa Malena.
Perfect. Grace.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Excellent. And then Ben.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Cool. Okay. We're all set. And what I'm going to do is, let me just double check this is in. I'm going to start the stream. They won't see or hear us yet. And let's just to be sure the connection is good, which it almost always is. And then what I will do is I'll play like a 12-second ad and then I'll say, hey, everybody, tonight we're debating, are women today not held accountable? And we are starting right now with, and then usually what I want to do is I'm going to change the title so that it's just going to be simpler if it's not in the negative. So it's going to be, are today's women held accountable? And that way, Kat and Max, you were the yes position. You would go first. Is that okay with Max? Do you want to take the lead and then Kat, you
Yeah,
follow
that's
right
fine.
after?
Yep. I
Okay.
have no problem.
Cool. Okay.
Cat doesn't
So-
have a name on her thing. I can, or maybe she does. Oh, it's just K. Okay, I get it.
I just put it
Oh,
on
is that
screen
right?
anyway.
Okay.
We got like a little overlay graphic, but okay. 3. Okay. All right. What I will do is, yeah, that's what I'll do. So any last questions before we switch it over? And
I don't need to change my name, yeah?
No,
Okay.
I'm good.
I'm just gonna grab some water. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
you got it. And
I'll do that too.
You know, I was accountable today, so I filled my cup ahead of time and I have it ready.
so accountable. It's like so many accountability jokes before even starting. That is just on a roll.
I know I'm using up all my material, and then
There's
we're gonna
some
have
audio
another-
that's looping to me.
I
Like
fixed
I just
it.
heard Grace say, I'm going to get some water
Yeah, I fixed that.
again. Okay.
Well, if you heard it again, though, do you have a browser window that has this debate?
I only have this open, I think.
You still hearing the echo, or is it gone?
Testing, testing, echo, testing.
Yeah, no, I'm not hearing it.
Okay. It's
Cool.
probably
How
my
do you know it's
headphones.
just not in your head? Okay.
Based. All right,
Try.
here we go. I'm gonna kick it over. Like I said, it was a little ad, and then over to Max, and then just move this. And then yeah, it's probably be about 2 hours or so. We'll see how many questions come in, but approximately. Here I go with that ad. 3, 2, 1. Okay, cool. It's playing. This will be about 15 seconds. And it's gonna be amazing. I'm excited.
I tried to argue with ChatGPT. So.
Okay, here I go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. Tonight we're debating whether or not women are held accountable, and we are starting right now with the yes side going first. In particular, Max, thanks for being with us. The floor is all yours.
All right, thank you so much, James. Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm Max. You see me there modding the chat sometimes. This is a bit of a bizarre topic, even in the raging right wing in my country. This is not a thing. Are women held accountable? Yes, women go to jail. Women experience almost the same accountability as men. The only argument that I believe the other side has is we allow women to get abortions. Well, not in the US, but in the rest of the world. And I think that's the only thing that they have. And there are reasons why we allow that to happen. The only contact I've ever had with this debate is the previous instance of this debate happening on MDD here. And some of the talking points that Fugazi Cooley, I believe was his name. I'm sorry if I messed that up. He talked about crime. and there being this idea or this perception that women get less penalties for the same crime. I don't think that has been substantiated. From the research that I did, there seems to be, when we're talking about male judges, this idea of judicial chivalry, that men get this sort of paternal instinct, or they see women through an infantilized lens, and they might be a bit more lenient. But that also corresponds with the idea of women also being mostly primary caregivers, so that might be a mitigating factor. I have no idea what the Thorpe's argument is going to be, so we'll deal with that when we get to it. And the other very big sticking point seems to be child custody and divorces. I don't know in whose head it makes sense that someone who is in a relationship that's not working anymore would want to continue in that relationship. So their battle cry is get rid of no-fault divorce, and I say, why? I think that I don't want to be with you anymore is a perfectly valid reason for someone to get out of a relationship. So I have no idea what that is all about.
All right.
Sorry.
I don't know what Ben is doing, but
Yes.
go ahead. I'll give you a chance to finish, Max.
Sorry, I got sidetracked.
No problem.
So yeah, we can talk about the specifics of why we allow abortions in the civilized world and the comings and goings of child custody and no-fault divorce. But I don't think it's fair to put the survival of the species as a responsibility of the individual, and also this idea of someone staying in a relationship when that relationship is no more. That makes no sense to me. So we'll see what we can talk about in the open discussion. Be sure after the debate, we're holding our typical after show on Yerba Mate Talks, and we'll share the link when the debate is almost over. So thank you so much, James.
You got it. We'll kick it right over to Kat.
Okay, well, first of all, I think one thing is we want to define what is accountability in the first place. So accountability, you can have accountability for your own behavior, for your own actions. And as somebody with legal rights, you have to be privy to the same rights and responsibilities as somebody else. So if a woman enters a contract, you know, she is held to that contract. She can't just, she'll be sued in court if she doesn't. If in terms of choices of behavior, if a woman gets pregnant, even if she chooses abortion, that's still a responsibility, something that happens to the woman's body, or a woman might raise the child, which is a great responsibility. And about 200 abortion, I looked it up, it seems like there's about, in America where there's more abortions, to every 1,000 births, there's about 200 abortions, which is not a small number, but it's still 80% are accountable. We can't expect every single woman to be accountable, just like every single man can't be accountable or isn't accountable, rather, because there's all sorts of personalities and differences. But we have women, we can see that they are accountable in terms of getting educations. Nearly 58% of those who pursue post-secondary education are women, which shows to me that they're looking for their career and they're trying to, you know, a woman, if she can't pay her rent, she can't just absolve that responsibility either. So, you know, having to do that, if you enter a contract, if you're an executive at a company and you're a woman, you are still held to very high standards. In fact, one might argue sometimes there's more standards. Women are judged based on their appearance, based on their demeanor. If you're too aloof, you're a cold bitch, sorry. and if you are, you know, too warm, you know, you're too soft. And in terms of, you know, sexuality, for example, women who are more active are generally judged quite harshly by one group of people, but women who are not as active or abstain, they're also scrutinized and judged as being prudes and so on. And so we're seeing that women are choosing to take responsibility, whether that's taking care of a child, whether that's earning a living, working, whether in the legal system. And while the legal system is a little bit one of the things that we are seeing in the legal system, for example, is while there's been some cases of more lenient sentencing, that's decreasing. And that's also not based on the women not taking responsibility as much as it is on the stereotypes that propagate that within the system. And we also see women not be as likely to be reoffenders, which shows to me that they're taking responsibility. So I look forward to getting into more of that. But that's my intro.
Thank you very much for that opening. And folks, want to let you know, if it's your first time here at Modern Day Debate, I'm your host, Dr. James Coons. We are a fully neutral platform hosting debates on science, religion, and politics. If you didn't know, at the bottom right of your screen, you can see the poster for our 2-day debate conference, DebateCon 6, happening Nashville, Tennessee on November 15th and 16th. That's 1 week from today. Get your tickets right now. In fact, we have a special promo code. If you use the code 25live during this stream, you will get 25% off your ticket. And that code is good until Sunday night. So act fast. We're expecting to sell out. And with that, we're going to kick it over to the no side. In particular, Grace and Ben, thank you for being with us. The floor is all yours.
I think I'm going to take it first, James.
You got it.
So, yeah, I agree with Kat. It's very important. Definitions are very important in debates. And so accountability here can be taken on different levels. I'm going to focus on like the ultimate accountability in our society, which is legal accountability for bad actions. And in particular, we're going to be focusing, and we can shift this, but we're going to be focusing on two particular things: domestic violence and accusations of sexual assault, or SA. And in these two regards, we can see that because our society has embraced feminism since the late 60s into the 70s, there has been an almost complete abdication of responsibility for women in regards to making these accusations, which are often devastating to men's reputations, devastating to families, devastating to careers. I mean, really, really huge accusations. We could all name on our, like, easily in the media or probably in our own lives, people whose lives, Johnny Depp, Brett Kavanaugh, I mean, the list goes on and on. And the problem with those things, it's not a problem that people are accused of things, but false accusers have zero repercussions. And I know this from personal experience. There is no repercussion for lying in court, in family court. There's absolutely zero repercussion. Even though on the books it says, that perjury is a crime, and it's like depending on how you number it, it's the 8th commandment: thou shalt not bear false witness. In our society, we've said, don't worry about it, because we're concerned with the victimhood of especially women, because let's face it, that's who's bringing these. Technically speaking, you could make the argument men can bring these, men can do false accusations, but in actual effect, any man walking around is subject, who is ever alone with a female, is subject to these accusations. They're largely unprovable. Consensual sex is like ridiculous. And my main point in this debate is that this is more detrimental for women than it is for men. If a group abdicates or is abdicated by society of responsibility, they suffer, and men are going their own way, and boys are not engaging with females. And it's largely because they fear the potential repercussions of what is basically, an angry woman. And the idea that women are princesses is baloney. It's obviously not true. If anything, women are more prone to evil, using like verbal attacks and court tactics and things like this. We all know this. We went through 7th grade. What did the boys do? They fought. What did the girls do? They created narratives to demonize usually another female, but also a male, and to drive them over months and years to usually self-harm. And that's what happens in our society. We used to have a healthy society that understood that women lie a lot, that women are cunning, that women can be vengeful, right? The old adage, hell hath no fury, like a woman scorned. Why did we forget that? Why do we now say hell hath no fury like a man who is controlling? Baloney. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. That's something we need to remember, most of all for the sake of women. There ends my opening statement.
You got it, Grace?
Yeah, I'd just like to pick up on that with a couple of stories. As far as legal accountability goes, I think there's just an obvious, clear pattern. I mean, as my dad said, accountability in society is generally enforced legally. And I have two stories that I think can clearly illustrate that women are not held accountable just point blank for atrocious crimes. For example, I'm sure my opponents know about this, but Juanetta Gibson was a Long Beach Poly High student in 2002 when she accused Long Beach football player Brian Banks of sexual assault and sued the school for security lapses that contributed to her alleged SA. Brian Banks was an upcoming football star. She claimed that he dragged her into the high school hallway and SA'd her. And she got a $750,000 settlement from the school and put him away for 4 years in prison and 5 years on parole. She later admitted that that entire story was false after he had gone to jail for 4 years and done 5 years of parole. Entirely false. The reason that she accused him of SA was because somebody had found them having sex in the hallway, and she was embarrassed. She faced 0 legal repercussions for this. The DA refused to file criminal charges against her. How is that a woman being held accountable? And I understand it's one story. It's one story out of many. But the fact that our society allows that, she ruined Brian Banks's football and college career. She destroyed his reputation. The man went to jail at 17 years old. And she was not held accountable, not for 1 second. The school district sued her back for their lawyer fees and the settlement they gave her. She disappeared, never paid it, not a cent. I'd also like to bring up a study done in the Air Force regarding sexual assault allegations back in 1985, or sometime in the early 80s. This study was done by Charles McDowell. He did a study of 1,218 cases within the Air Force that were initially investigated as SA. Of those cases, 460 were proven SA, 212 were disproven allegations, and 546 cases remained unresolved. His criteria for classifying an SA accusation as disproven was that in each case, the victim ultimately admitted that the allegation was a hoax. The way he did that was that several SA victims came forward and recanted their stories. He took a look at their stories, came up with a criteria for what made a story about SA fake, and applied it to the rest of the SA allegations within the Air Force. And he ended up with a number somewhere around 60% of all SA allegations within the Air Force were false. He then would ask these women to take polygraph tests, and I think like a certain amount of them admitted they were fake before they took the test, and then a certain amount after they failed the polygraph test also admitted that they were fake. Now this is just in terms of SA, but there's a clear pattern here. This is just in terms of SA, but there's a clear pattern here. On top of that, okay, all maltreatment types combined of substantiated cases of child abuse or neglect, 52.6% are from mothers and 46.5% are from fathers. However, in custody cases, 70 to 80% of children go to the mother. In 70 to 80% of cases, children go to the mother, even though women are technically responsible for 52.6% of all generalized child abuse. On top of that, within domestic violence, arrests for domestic violence are incredibly far higher for men than for women. However, about 50% or slightly more female initiation happens in domestic violence situations. It's about 50-50 who starts hitting first. Yet men are arrested for domestic violence far more. These are generally accepted numbers. This is not from like hidden websites. This is like ChatGPT plus Google. I'm just putting this together. And on top of that, I would just have to add that 1/3 of my generation, Gen Z, is dead because of women. And none of them have gone to jail for murder. But 1/3 of my generation has been aborted by our mothers. And those baby carcasses are lying in garbage cans around the world in dumpster heaps. And not a single one of those women has been arrested for murder, even though those are my brothers and sisters. So, are women held accountable? I don't really think you can make that argument. Thank you.
Wow. Well, we'll jump into, we appreciate those openings. And folks, I want to let you know, as I had mentioned, DebateCon 6 coming up November 15th and 16th in Nashville, Tennessee. As you can see at the bottom right of your screen, if you can't make it, if your arms and your legs fall off, that's the only excuse. You can watch it from home if you join the Final Word channel membership here at Modern Day Debate. You can watch all the debates, all the stage ones, 7 of them. That's like $2.14 per debate. That's less than a can of Soylent, Max, right? But
oh my God.
Right, we're gonna jump into the open
Kat,
dialogue.
Do you mind if we just undo all of Grace's nonsense very quickly?
Let's do it.
So an anecdote is not an argument, and an appeal to emotion is not an argument either. So thank you for that. But I mean, appealing to the clankers when making your argument is so lowbrow. So we can discard
What's a
that,
clanker?
right? It's the slur for AI.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they're just generally reported numbers. That's why I got it from AI. It's just like, I'm not trying to be biased here. I'm just like looking up general statistics. But, you know. whatever.
Right. But the core of the argument is you post an anecdote and then an appeal to emotion, like 1/3 of my people have died. No, they haven't.
Well, I believe generally about
You're incorrect. You're incorrect. An anecdote lacks status, except if it shows the way the system works, which in this case it does. So it's showing
Yeah, but you
the
cannot
systematic problem.
Well, the problem
because
here
you cannot
seems-
make. Sorry, go ahead, Kat.
Yeah, well, the problem here seems to be in the system, because what you're really saying is that the system is lacking because people who make false accusations lack accountability, because it's a
Yes.
very difficult thing to enforce. It's a problem, obviously, like when a man is accused of a horrendous crime like that and is smeared when they're innocent, that is a terrible thing. And I agree with you that, you know, whoever makes that smear, that accusation, and it's false, is committing essentially a crime, which they are actually committing a crime, which occasionally they do get prosecuted, but it's very difficult, and that's part of the failing of the system. What I don't see is how it specifically applies to women, even though you could argue that it often happens in these kinds of cases. So in that sense, it applies to women. But the problem to me at the core is that it is a system that doesn't work. And then we've got like, in terms of how often, so you have about, 2 to 8%, depends on the studies that you're looking at, of false accusations, which is, frankly, it is a lot. But a lot of these cases don't actually make it to trial. So these false accusations are often discovered. It's just that there's not necessarily consequence always to the person who brought it forward. But the man who's being accused, for example, in those instances, isn't necessarily because there isn't sufficient evidence. And in a lot of these assault cases, it's very, very, very difficult to convict. And in general, lawyers, prosecutors don't take on cases unless they have a very strong sense of high level of conviction. So a lot of these cases, there's going to be a lot more cases that fall apart, including cases that are legitimate cases, versus the ones that actually make it to trial. So while the accusation can still hurt, yeah, go ahead.
I want to give you a chance to wrap up, and then I want to kick it back over just to be keep it free flowing.
Sure. Yeah, while the accusation is still something that's, you know, I would agree is significant because it can still destroy somebody's life. Ultimately, it's the system that doesn't becomes very difficult to prosecute somebody who's a false accuser.
Okay,
but at the
Kat,
same
Kat-
time, it protects. Go ahead.
Kat, where does the system come from? Why do we have a system that now does not hold women accountable?
Well, that's a system that's existed for a long time and has developed over a long period of time, and women
That's not
actually had
true.
no role in it for a very long time.
That's not true. Women used to be held accountable.
In for false accusations or what?
Absolutely. Yes.
How so? I mean,
Well,
because you said the system, where does the system come from? The system doesn't come from women necessarily, right? It's
The
a
system comes from culture, right? Like our law and how it's enforced is downstream from culture, right?
Not just culture. I mean, it comes from legal arguments and legal debates between people who work
Okay, but
within the legal system.
when the law changes, it's usually a reflection of a change
Can
in
be, yeah.
culture. So, for example, in 1994, Joe Biden passed the Violence Against Women Act. You familiar with that? Okay, it was also refunded. So now hundreds of billions of dollars were spent on a problem which supposedly is a big problem. It's unclear that it A, is a big problem, is B, an increasingly
Why is it
big-
unclear that it's not a big problem? I
Well,
mean,
what is the-
statistically, we do see that it's a big problem that women are often assaulted. So it's a pretty
Women are-
high proportion of women.
Okay, so
who've
but
been
why in
assaulted.
1994 is it suddenly we're spending hundreds of billions of dollars in instituting a regime of domestic violence that completely reverses all prior legal understandings, such as innocent until proven guilty, you're guilty until proven innocent,
That's
or you're
how is that guilt?
presumed.
You're
Go
not
ahead.
presumed. How is it different? Sorry. In what way is it presumed that you're guilty of the crime? It's not. You don't
You
go
are
to jail
punished.
immediately. You're punished
I
socially.
went to jail immediately for pushing my daughter on a live stream, and I subsequently had a no contact order with her for 6 months that I couldn't contact, even though she had no complaint, and it didn't fulfill even the most basic understanding of the law. She wasn't injured in any way. Like this is downstream from culture. Are you not going to say that our culture had a feminist revolution that started in the late 60s and came into full swing? I don't know your age, but like I think you're probably a little younger than me, but like I was raised in a feminist culture. That is totally different than what preceded it. It was understandable. For example, the idea that parents could hit their kids was not controversial until after this revolution. The idea that a man occasionally needed to slap a woman when she was out of hand was not controversial until this revolution.
Wait, is that what you would like to go back to?
Yes.
All right.
So you want an inequality?
We're done, right? That's it.
Women slapped men too. It's not a big deal.
I don't think people should be hitting each other, especially if you're on a couple.
Yeah,
you just said it's a
think
reflection
I
of
think
culture,
it can get out of
right?
hand. No one's going to argue that there aren't problems when violence
Okay, so
escalates. But what's new
how-
about it that we need this regime of hundreds of
How
billions
much-
of dollars
how
and
much-
destroying millions
Man,
of people's
man.
lives?
Calm down. How much is enough? How much is too much? Is a black eye too much? Is a broken nose too much? Is a broken wrist too much? You tell me when it's too much. Is a broken rib too much?
Too much for what are
If
you
I
talking
cut
about?
off her tit, yeah, I'm asking you. You said, well, I mean, some violence is enough. I'm trying to gauge how much violence is enough. If I cut off her left tit, is that enough?
No.
How do you if
I
you
mean,
don't
are
have
you
rules
engaged?
against
You're
it? how do
YouTube is
you-
What are
not
you
going to
talking
allow us
about?
to use that word. We can't use that word.
I think what
No,
we're
they
trying
talk.
to determine here is, I think what he's arguing is that, like, if you're saying, okay, it's okay to hit a woman, but don't go too far, like without having laws of protection. And the law, it's easier to say, hey, like, let's just not hit each other at all, as opposed to,
No, it
okay,
isn't.
it's okay to have a black eye. Whereas
Well-
because you need to determine like limits. I
Could-
mean,
could I jump
don't
in
think,
here?
yeah,
True.
go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah.
go.
I would just say the problem is we're all going to agree when we're talking about women's accountability, we're all going to agree that men are stronger than women. And physical violence, men are generally more physically violent. The problem is on the other side. Women are sharp with the tongue, men are strong with the fist, right? So the problem is, okay, let's just grant you that we hold men accountable for physical violence. What are we going to do about women? And the reason I brought up the anecdote I did is because it is an anecdote, right? But that does illustrate a point, which is that a woman just making an accusation ruined a man's life for 9 years, ruined his college career, ruined his football career. And I would ask you, like, I think that guy would have rather been SA'd than what actually happened to him. She faced no actual consequences. So what are we going to do about what women do? Because well, let's be feminist here. Let's be egalitarian, right? Women can be just as evil as men. We just express it in different ways. So if we're going to hold men accountable, where's the accountability for women? Where's the accountability for women lying in divorce court? Where's the accountability for women abusing their children psychologically? Where's the accountability for women making false accusations? Where is that? It's not a part of society. And let me just make one last point, because the VAWA Act, the VAWA Violence Against Women Act, all that stuff was established as a result of the ideology of dominance feminism in the early 1990s, which established the concept that because men are stronger and the sexual act in and of itself, this is the core of the ideology, is aggressive and oppressive.
Violent.
It's violent, that women need extra power in society to change that natural state of being. That's where it comes from. Dominance feminism, the idea that men are inherently dominant, so women need more societal power to offset that. That's not egalitarian. That's not feminist. That's wrong.
Right, and the kind of feminism that I personally subscribe to is about equality, right? And so I would argue for that myself. But and in the case of somebody who's ruining somebody's life, I think as an equal thing, I think it makes sense as a universal rule is to say, well, if you falsely accuse and we have now evidence of that, let's have consequences. 100%. I think there should be consequences. I think it can be very difficult sometimes to prove those things, and I think that's part of why the consequences don't happen to the extent that they probably should. And also in
Wait,
terms of
can I pick
cases
up on
people
that?
prosecute.
You say it's hard to prosecute women for lying.
I
It's
didn't say
also-
that.
Well, yes,
I said it's
you
hard
said-
to prosecute people in general for making false accusations because it's a difficult standard of proof. So,
Okay,
I
well,
mean,
it's
in
also-
general,
okay.
well, and just to finish that point, because in general, it's very difficult. Like the cases that go through in general, because I looked at conviction rates, right? They're pretty high for most crimes in general. And what happens is because a lot of cases are dropped that aren't necessarily because the people are innocent. They're dropped because it's just going to be really difficult to prove. There's just not quite enough. It's going to
Right.
be, or maybe they don't think it's going to present enough of a danger to society. So a lot of cases don't get prosecuted, but go ahead.
Right, but Kat, don't you understand that just making the accusation largely destroys people's lives?
I do. Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
I mean, if you have a job and you're accused of SA, your employer hears about it. It's very brutal. I used to teach in a Catholic school, right? So like, you're not gonna be able to have jobs in those kind of fields.
No, but that's the
What's
case
funny
with
about
any
that,
false
Max? What's funny about that, Max?
Okay, go ahead, Max.
No, because Catholics have a very rich history with SA.
Yeah, but like, look,
Not really.
like,
That's just bigotry, Max.
in general.
No,
Guys
never
who look
mind.
like you, have a rich history. You would be on the
Oh,
news,
Ben,
and everyone
Ben,
would
Ben.
go. They wouldn't
Calm
go, "Hey,
down.
you're such a nice guy." They'd go,
Ben.
"Of course,
Ben,
that
Ben,
guy."
Ben, you're raging. Pray for some patience. Calm down. It's okay. Like people do essay. I wasn't holding. It would just
No, it's
crack me up. I'm
anti-Catholic
going to-
bigotry. If I
I'm
was
going
black,
to-
would you say
Shut
that? If I was
up.
Jewish, would
Ben,
would you
calm
say that?
down.
You're a liar. You're a
Calm
liar.
down. Oh, do you?
Well,
really
It is
need to-
bigotry. Generally, more child essay
Do
happens
we-
in public schools than, but you know, whatever.
Oh, really? I
Yes.
hear that all the time. Could you back up that claim?
Yeah.
Can
I
you back up
start
your claim
pulling
that
up-
it's mostly Catholic? No,
I
You know,
know,
because it's
hey,
not
hey,
true.
you want to
I
go
didn't-
there,
I-
Max?
I
You know
never said
which
mostly.
clergy has the highest rate of essay? Rabbis, Jewish rabbis. You want to go there? That's true.
Sure. and
Pedophilia.
I would laugh at them too. I would, but like you.
So
you
let's
can calm
do it. Let's
down.
do some Jew bashing. Let's go there, right?
Oh, I
Let's
have no problem.
actually redirect back to the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Maybe
is
let's not
this
do
is-
bigotry at all. I haven't picked on you because of your looks, because your bald head, because your stupid little
Yeah, I
lousy
still get more
facial hair,
pussy than
because
you,
you wear a
Ben.
sweatshirt instead of wearing a normal shirt to a debate, because your background
This is-
doesn't even have a
this is a
picture
ho-
on it, because
this
you
is
look
a
like
hoodie.
you've never interacted with a female in your entire
We'll-
life. I
we'll
didn't go
redo
there,
that.
but you want
Oh,
to slam
boy.
me because
We'll
I'm
redo
Catholic?
that. Oh,
Because I
boy.
stand at the core of Western civilization? Fuck you!
Okay, well,
Oh,
we'll just get
Ben.
back on track
Wow.
then.
All right, well, to
Maybe
get back-
grind up some volume and snort it, cause you're
I get it.
getting.
I have emotions.
triggered.
You don't. I get it. You're autistic. I'm normal. I stand for my church and what it's based on against
Yeah, and your
filth
church
like
cover-ups.
you. Yes,
and your
I'll
church
do it to my
covers up
dying
All
day.
sexual
right.
assault.
Well, just to be sure we don't interrupt, we'll go back to the. I think Kat had something on her mind. Go ahead, Kat.
Yeah, I mean, any false accusation, like take anything, not just essay. Obviously, that one people get particularly upset and emotional about, but like any accusation right now, we live in a culture where like people will call each other racist or, you know, or say this person said this or any of that can potentially destroy somebody's lives. In fact, you know, I wrote a whole book about how that happens. But what happens with that is that like that is how do you deal with that? You can't force that because it's a cultural problem where people make false accusations. So within the legal system, we can probably improve situations, maybe introduce harsher penalties for false accusations. Something like that would probably work. Maybe prosecute these cases more. But in society, like I could just go and accuse you of anything, you know, of having bad hair. That's not such a bad crime, but I'm not as good at yelling at
Max's
people.
case, it is. It's a heinous
Wait,
crime.
wait,
He
but
should
so-
be penalized
Wait,
harshly for it.
So, Kat, don't
Come
you
at me, bro.
don't you basically agree with our side then that like you're saying there should be harsher penalties for women, so women should be held more accountable. So you're
I
implicitly
think there should
I'm just saying you're implicitly saying that women are not held accountable enough. So
Nope.
you're agreeing
I'm
with
saying
our
that
side.
people make false accusations aren't held, and these false accusations, by the way, somebody can accuse somebody of financial misdemeanor. Somebody can like there's other
Sure.
accusations of violence of all sorts
Right,
of
but with
things, of-
essay, like men very, very rarely do that. Like it's just not even a thing. We know we're talking about women, and I'm just saying, would you say maybe we should
Well,
have harsher
hold on.
penalties? That sounds
Hold
like you're
on.
agreeing with us that women should be held more accountable. That's all I'm saying.
What's the difference? What's the difference? It's because women that commit essay mostly commit statutory, and there is a social stigma for a man to say that he was abused. So
You mean
those are
statutory, like-
not comparable?
Do you mean like
Statutory.
teachers?
Underage.
You mean teachers?
Yes.
Yeah. Female
Yeah.
teachers.
Not teachers.
Female
Not
teachers who are
teachers. I'm talking about Catholic priests.
okay. We're talking about
I mean,
women
the,
here.
the joke. Can we move past the joke? I gave.
It's
up
not
Ben
funny.
Gotrim.
It's not funny. You shouldn't have gone
It-
there.
it
so I'm
was
gonna
fun-
smack
it
your
was
fucking little
funny.
pimple head more.
I'll give
Stop
you my
doing
home
that. It's
address,
not
Ben.
based on
Come and
any
get me,
truth.
fuckface.
Wait,
Shut the
Max,
fuck up.
Max. Me and Kat were
Asshole.
talking about
Alright.
something different, and you turned it. We're not talking about priests. I don't
No,
know what
what,
you're talking
Max?
about.
Right, I didn't bring
embarrassing
it up.
your side.
You did your quip. I did my quip. We can move on. I told you the difference is that men mostly do violent essay and women mostly do statutory.
Right, and you brought up underage.
Obviously, this
So you're not gonna get
particular
accused-
crime it occurs with men more than women. It's almost impossible to fathom how a woman could essay a man, although they do. Like, yeah, of
It
course,
happens.
women.
That's
Like-
what I'm
Women
telling
do
you.
women do shady stuff sexually. Right?
Statute,
Okay.
statute.
Not to
that-
Max. They
Oh
don't
my
do it to
fucking
Max. He
God.
doesn't know. He doesn't know what it's like to have sex with
Just to
man,
be
woman,
sure.
beast,
anything.
my
Bring
God,
it back
Answer in
in.
his fucking autistic
Ben,
room. Yeah.
calm
All right.
down. I get more.
Oh,
pussy
calm
than
down,
you.
calm down. Right.
Okay,
Shut the
we're
fuck
gonna
up.
get back
So,
on track.
What I'm trying to tell you is that women mostly do statutory. They go after lower aged people. They don't do violent, although there are some isolated cases. So that's the difference. And when there is a heavy social stigma of men reporting that they have been sexually attacked.
Of course.
Okay, but I'm
So that's
I'm
only
baffled.
look at
Wait,
that
can I just jump in?
specific-
Can I just? I'm baffled because we can talk about this in terms of teachers. I know you weren't specifically saying that, but female educators convicted of sexual misconduct with students receive sentences about 60% shorter than male offenders for the same charges. So once again, like, your side is just disproven by the facts. Women are not held
Right,
accountable
okay.
for the
Hold
exact
on.
same crimes.
No, I think
understand.
that's fine. I think
understand.
that's fine.
I
That's
understand. Hold on. So what you're telling me is that they are held accountable, but to a different standard that you just conceded the debate.
Yeah, to a lower standard, and you guys, I think,
Look,
no.
right.
Would you guys
So
say
they
that if a
are
man
held
and a woman,
accountable.
if a man and a woman are charged with the same crime or convicted of the same crime, they should get the same sentence? Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
No, I
do
don't agree. I agree with women getting less punishment.
Why?
Because statutory rape is basically to protect girls from getting pregnant. It's not to keep 15-year-olds from getting laid.
Oh my fucking God.
Okay, but from their side, they would say
in
women.
this area.
From their side, though, from
No,
their
I-
logic, they
a
would say.
15-year-old who gets laid is not a victim. A male who gets laid is not a victim.
Well,
Should teachers be doing that?
certainly-
No, I agree, but it's not similar.
So
I mean,
he
we
is
have to
now
recognize
a-
that
fucking
there
It's not
is a
about-
double.
All right,
I
I have
worry
to jump
that's
in
the
to be
second
sure,
Max, I know
otherwise
you
we
can't
hear you.
control yourself.
So, 1 sec. Just to be sure that everybody can hear everybody, let's break it into 1 or 2 minute responses. Max, it looks like you had something you wanted to say.
Yeah. That's the second time he's conceded the debate because he wants over 18 women to not be held accountable for having sex with underage males. So he just conceded the debate. He just said, I don't want women to do it. I want 15-year-olds to be able to
We're
go and
one
have
second.
sex
We
with
no,
whoever
no,
they want.
please. We're gonna also stop
That's what he
saying
said.
sex so much. We're gonna have to say have relations with or snuggle with, because YouTube is gonna pick up on all this.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ben.
Dad, you're
I'm
muted.
adding a counter.
You're muted. You gotta unmute yourself.
We have to.
Oh, I accidentally muted you
Oh.
again. Sorry about that.
Okay.
There you.
We have to recognize there's differences between males and females. If Kat was in a hotel with me and she made some moves on me, like, I'm not gonna go to the police, obviously, right?
But what if I drugged you? Obviously, I don't have the physical side of you, right? But
Well,
if I was your boss and you were my employee and you were desperate for a job, I mean, it wouldn't be full on assault, but it'd be coercion, right? Whether I'm female or
it would
male.
be fun, Kat. It would be fun. Let's be honest. Give me a break. If you grab my dick
Wait.
during a job interview,
Okay.
That's
This is just
definitely
too
getting
gross and
censored.
weird. Okay, you're
And
gonna get
weird.
us in trouble with YouTube. We can't
Oh,
talk
boy.
about that stuff. Just
So
gross.
let
and
me
weird.
ask you to
That's
use
your
straight.
dad.
Let me ask you to use straight, Ben.
that's right.
Can
Your
women
daddy
commit?
too. And I'm Max's daddy more than anyone. Look at this guy.
Maybe
What is
Max's,
this voice?
but you're not
When
my
are we gonna
dad.
stop doing the cartoon voice? Do you actually have a voice other than this?
Yeah, look.
Tell me the
dummy.
truth, dude.
Look,
what's
dummy,
going on
you're
here?
He's just a foreigner.
You're getting wrecked by a filthy barefoot third worlder in a language that is not even my native language. So Ben, you're looking like an absolute moron.
But
Let me
no,
ask you this.
nothing
the
about
fuck
you
up.
being foreign makes you
Shut
your
the fuck
voice so
up.
nasal
Okay,
and ridiculous.
we do have to tell you
like a
something. Jump
cartoon.
in, because there's
Shut
too
the
much
fuck
interrupting.
up. Let me ask you this. Can women commit SA? Yes or no?
Yes, they can.
Okay. At least you're not that far gone.
Let me
What-
ask you a
what would
Your
question.
mother
consider-
does every night.
From your point of view, from Max and Kat's
Yeah,
point of
my
view,
mom is a pretty
should
big whore, but
should
okay.
women
I agree, but she's a nice
who
lady.
commit the same crime as men get the same prison sentence and the same penalties?
I
Right.
think they should, but the question is, why are they not? Is it because women refuse to take accountability, or is it because this system has stereotyped women and infantilized women to a point that I don't think is fair? I do think women should get the same punishment for whatever crime, and women do commit less violent crimes. But it's
True.
not women deciding, hey, we'll take less of a thing. In fact, women are more responsible because in terms of the reoffending rate is significantly lower than men. So in a way, they're showing that they are taking accountability, because when they are punished for the crimes, they learn from that, they take accountability, and they don't go to prison at the same rate as
They
men.
learn how to do it on the sly. That's what women learn. They
No,
learn how to do it
but
on the
Kat,
slide.
when I brought
They're
up
like,
when
they're
I
smart.
wh- my
They're smarter
my
than
my
you.
basic point is, Kat, when I brought up false allegations,
gonna
you said
disagree.
women should like face penalties for that, which they don't. Which, like, I believe the debate prompt was, are women today held accountable? You're saying no. I agree, they should be held more
Well,
accountable. When I
All
bring
right.
up
In
SA,
one area.
when
in
I bring
one
up when I
area.
bring up women versus
You
men
cannot-
SA, you say they should be held accountable and they get 60%
are.
lesser punishments for the same charges. I agree that's wrong. So far you've agreed with our side on everything, but like,
Well,
let's
no,
hear...
I've only
No.
agreed on this
Look.
specific part of it where women should be held accountable to the same standard in one area, which, by the way, accountability, you've chosen to focus on these very specific narrow areas. I mean, there's a lot more areas that women have accountability in. If I don't
Go
pay my
ahead.
bills, I'm accountable. I'm homeless, right? And in a lot of crimes, you're right. There's
No, you
there-
can just
and
accuse
we're
someone of
seeing, by the way,
accuse someone of beating you, and then you can go to a battered women's shelter.
I mean, is that something that you think women are generally like, hey, I really am excited to go to better women's shelter?
I don't
No,
know.
don't you think that
You
there's
don't?
forensic pathologists that
Why?
examine people after they're beaten up?
Yeah, I understand. When we're talking about like major violence, yes, but like forensic pathology, if you say a guy like pushed me, no, there's no. That's the
Yeah,
problem
but
with this.
if
You know,
you go
unless
to a
there's like a
shelter-
serious injury, it's impossible to adjudicate. What
Yeah,
do
but
they
if
do?
you go to a shelter and you say, "Oh, my husband pushed me,"
Yeah.
like you're not going to. They're not going to like. treat
I
it
also
the
don't
same
know a
way.
single
They
woman who
absolutely
would
are.
want to
They've
go
got-
to a shelter. I mean,
They've
most
got
women.
hundreds
that
of
is-
millions of dollars
guy
they
is
have to spend
lost.
on these
Sec.
women. They're begging for women to accuse men so they can get them in these
They're
shelters.
not very
Otherwise, they're not
nice
going to get
Oh
the
my
funding.
places.
fucking God.
They're not very nice places. Women that I've talked to who have ended up in these situations, a lot of women have a very difficult time leaving because they're emotionally attached, because they don't have anywhere to go. They're afraid to go to these shelters, which are not really great places. They
All right,
have
Kat,
children
Kat,
involved.
Kat, let me ask you a question. You say a lot of women can't leave because they're emotionally attached. Don't you think a lot of women like having a big, strong, sometimes violent, masculine man around them? And isn't that like nature? I mean,
I don't
ask
think
yourself. If you had
I
to
don't
choose
think
between
being
Max
beat
and
up-
me, what is your inner nature going to choose? Me, not Max. He's a
What about
pimple. I could
not,
crush
what
him with
about
my two
neither?
fingers.
Because I don't want to be beat up. I don't want to be slapped around. I
Right.
like masculinity in men, but
Yes.
it doesn't mean that I like to be beat up or yelled at.
Right.
And plenty of masculine men do not do that.
Right,
ever.
exactly.
True,
Right.
true.
So, but if you find yourself with a masculine man who's too rough, go somewhere else. Why are you attached to a masculine man? There's far greater.
You should.
There's
You
far
should.
greater demand for abusive men than there is supply for abusive
It
men.
is not a demand. It's just that
Yes,
women.
it is.
No,
Women love it. That's the truth. Kat,
women do
what
not
do
like
women
men who
fantasize about?
physically abuse
What do women
them.
fantasize
There's a
about? Do
difference
they
between
fantasize about
fantasy,
Max?
which is
They
a
don't
safe
fantasize
thing.
about Max.
Fantasy
they
is a safe
fantasize
thing.
about big,
Being
strong,
around men
wealthy,
who are
dominant
actually
males.
beating women up is not a women's like real reality that women want. They might
No.
want dominant men. That is not the same as a violent men that they're scared of. And yes, people form attachments.
Right.
They form attachments with terrible people, narcissists, not only violent people, all sorts
Yes.
of people, because they form.
Sure.
And yes, it takes strength and courage to leave, and not everyone always has that. And yes, they should, but it's a different. We're not perfect human beings.
My
But it
suggestion
not
is
a
that we.
justification to like hit people. And
My
be-
suggestion is that yeah,
Go
yeah,
on,
but
yeah.
sometimes people like certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
if a woman
consent.
likes rough sex, Is that a
But
problem?
there is but that's a
No,
consensual
that's
thing
not
that
a
people
problem.
discuss.
That's a consensual thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
people
but
discuss
maybe women
that.
don't
They
like
say
to
it's
be.
okay.
Don't
have
know
to-
much about
Hold
consent.
on one
Rick,
sec. Just
maybe.
because there's too much talking all at once. 1 second. Take a deep breath. Are there any other topics though that we haven't covered?
I would
No,
like
because this is the only thing they have. It's like
Well,
abortion
I'll bring
Kat,
and
what do you got,
this
Kat?
nonsense.
Yeah, I'll bring this up. I mean, when we're talking about men and responsibility and women and responsibility, so most of the times women and there is an unfairness in the system, I'll acknowledge, in terms of men not getting custody, but women much more often also want that custody and that take on that responsibility. So that's accountability. Whereas 25% of men abandon their kids altogether. Some
Yep.
women do too, but that rate is significantly lower, between 5 and 10%. So, women are taking accountability for having children. They're raising them. And often in even in relationships, when there's a couple, while there's more equal relationships, a lot of times, and that's changing, a lot of times the women and the men both work, but then the woman also comes home, takes care of the child, makes the meals, cleans, all of that kind of stuff. And that is also a form of accountability, wouldn't you say so?
One little piece
No.
of data of the men that do fight for custody of their children. This got brought up in the last debate. They get awarded 90% of the time that custody.
Right, because the everything stacks so much against them that if they manage to survive the relentless attacks against them, yes,
But he's
they-
saying if they fight it, right? If they're fighting
If
for
they
custody.
actually apply, if they actually go through the court process and fight to get custody of their children, they get awarded that custody 90% of the time.
we can all
that's-
use stats in a certain way. My suggestion is that we take this to the higher level here, rather than saying like what happens this percent, that percent. What is the nature of male and female relationships? Because I think that's upstream of this kind of stuff. I
I
disagree.
mean, we can discuss it, but I do like stats because they give you a more concrete
Of course, you like
what's
baloney
happening.
stats like
No,
2
I
to
like to
3%.
measure things.
2 to
No,
3% of women are
feelings-
lying. Baloney. Everyone knows that's baloney.
But feelings are
2 to
like, otherwise I'm
3%,
saying we
yeah,
need
right.
some kind of standard that we can like agree on that is measurable. Because if I'm just saying, well, I feel like men just really are irresponsible and my ex like never like did the dishes or whatever, like that doesn't mean anything.
Well, I
Yes,
I would just like to bring up, I don't actually have a problem with Max saying 90% of fathers who fight for custody get it, because if you're the type of guy who can afford tens or possibly hundreds of thousands of dollars for a lawyer to fight a court case for 1, 2, 3 years, you probably are responsible and you can take care of children. But if you want to talk about custody, I mean, it also, when it comes to accountability, like, when it comes to step parents, right? Women bring men into their children's lives, and 40 to 50% of all child sexual abuse comes from stepfathers that mothers bring into their children's lives. Stepmothers that dads bring in, extremely rare, extremely rare essay.
Because it's much more rare around women, no?
Yeah, but
women.
where are the mothers being held accountable for exposing their children to non-blood relatives who abuse them? Where's the accountability for that? There's also no accountability for that.
Where's the accountability for the men from that? I mean,
Yeah.
No, those
What
men
kind of
get held.
stuff?
No, that's exactly my point. Those men, if those charges
Who
are followed,
introduce?
get held accountable and go to jail. The
the
mothers
men who
don't get held
introduce.
accountable for exposing their children to non-blood relatives who abused them.
A
But that also
biological
doesn't
parent
happen
has
if a man-
primary responsibility.
I mean, if you're your
To
brother
protect
or
your
whatever,
children.
or your cousin, and you're male, and that unfortunately abuses a child, the man isn't also getting any accountability. So I don't see why the standard is like only.
Kat, you're not
applicable to
listening. She's
women.
talking about like boyfriends coming in, non-related.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But,
Okay,
uh,
it is the
But it's the same thing if
biological-
it was a
Hold on a
woman
minute,
that
let me-
was
let me-
One sec,
abusing
just
a
to be
child.
sure we can hear everybody.
Do we all agree that it is a biological parent's primary responsibility to protect their children. It's
Yes.
not a boyfriend's responsibility. Although, of course, as a person, he shouldn't
Yes.
do that. But it's obviously, as a parent, your job to be super careful about putting your kids in situations like that. Not so much the
Sure.
boyfriend.
But the woman in that case is also a victim because she was also fooled and she was probably not aware of like these people when they go into a step relationship.
Okay,
with
so you're
the
all right. This
intent
is
of doing
perfect.
something like that.
So you're saying women are stupid.
could I
That's
fin-
exactly where this goes. You're saying women are
No.
stupid. An
No.
adult woman with children
No.
is too stupid
No.
to recognize
No.
when her children are
No.
put in danger.
No.
So good. Let's go
No.
back to the old
No.
school way when the
I would
man
like to
always
finish
Hold on
my
one
argument.
second.
custody
I
by
would like
default.
to finish my
All right,
argument.
You
let's
think
hear
women are too
from-
stupid
I
hear
would
to
from-
like
protect?
to finish my
I hate this.
argument
All right,
because
well, I'll let-
Ben jumped the gun and he's not smart enough to predict what my argument is going to be. So no, that
Yeah,
they're
Ben
not
can't
too
read
stupid.
minds. It's sad.
We'll give you a
No,
chance, Max, to
people-
make your argument.
Yeah, people cannot read minds, and there are malicious people that, knowing that a woman has children, will do that on purpose and seduce her and put their best face forward. So that person is also a victim of that. And now that woman also has to live with the fact that she missed a very important, a very important tell, like that she didn't realize that this person had that below them. So I mean, the accountability. How can you blame someone for being fooled? Do we blame people who are scammed for being scammed? No.
We'll give it over to Ben now.
Yes. All right. So let's flip it, Max. Okay. Say I'm a single father and I have a girlfriend over and she steals stuff from my kids, or she abuses my kids emotionally, or she physically abuses them, or she turns them against me, or she turns them against their mother.
No,
Am I a
let's do the same
victim?
thing.
Am I a victim? I
Let's-
want to know. Am I a
let's-
victim?
no, no, no,
Or is
no,
that
wait.
my responsibility
like
that
to-
I'm not fulfilling?
Ben, calm down. I know you're irritated.
answer the question ever?
It's probably the hemorrhoids. Just sit on the side a little.
Hilarious,
calm down.
dude. Can you answer
Now,
the fucking question?
Let's do a one-to-one comparison.
Forget you. Kat, am I
No,
responsible
let me. I
for
want to
protecting
answer the
those
question.
kids
Okay,
from that
Ben,
woman or
I think
not?
you
Calm down.
are both responsible and you can be fooled. I mean,
Yes.
it depends. If you become aware of the knowledge and you take no steps, then
It's
you
my
are at
fault for
fault.
bringing that person into their lives. I understand I can make a mistake, but I can't claim victimhood. Correct?
But
I
you
wouldn't.
are
I
also
wouldn't
a
say victim, but I would say you're like people can miss.
So is it the
things.
same standard for men or women? Yes, men can get fooled. Women can get fooled, but Max says
Yeah.
the woman is a victim.
But neither is held
automatically.
accountable in this
A
situation.
priori, she's a victim. He just said that.
And that's
I-
him.
I
but
consider-
The woman
yeah.
worshiping loser.
We can have differences.
Bitch.
I'm holding
we
men
can have
and women to the
differences.
same standard in this situation. Like
I would, in my framing, they would both be victims. But what I wanted to tell you, Ben, is let's do the one-to-one
So
comparison.
you're a child abuser. So you think
Holy
children
fuck.
should just be
Can
the
you,
parents
can I,
are
can you mute him for 1
absolutely-
second?
Okay, one
Well,
second.
absolutely
I do want to give him a chance to
Ben.
speak. So I need you. Go ahead,
Ben,
Max.
calm down. I wanted to do a one-to-one comparison because we were talking about a female brings a step into a family that step abuses the kids. Now let's do the same thing. A man brings in a woman. The woman does SA to the younglings. I wanted the same thing, but you are spurging out so hard that you can't listen to me. So
Where the
in
problem
in that
is-
case, that's the same situation, and we wouldn't hold the parent that got fooled. Whether Kat doesn't consider them victims, I would, because the perpetrator basically lied to everyone with nefarious means. So everyone else is a victim there.
in a
But
way
it's
they
just a
are.
minor difference.
But I would also say that where I have a problem, this happens with both men and women, is like when they do become aware that there is an abuser, very often they don't take steps to remove that person and protect their child adequately, in which case they're both, responsible.
yes.
And that's
Yeah,
different.
that's different. That's very
Max,
different.
how many
In that-
children do you have? How many children do you have?
that I know of? None.
0. Okay, so that makes sense because you see it as the children should just suffer from parents. I see it as my
No.
primary duty to my children
No,
to
you
protect them.
filthy liar.
It is your
You're going to the
primary
lake of
duty.
fire.
And if
It's
I
your
fail to
primary
protect
duty.
them, and
One
I
second.
bring people
Parents
into their lives,
not
make
hold on a minute.
faults?
If I bring people into their lives that endanger them, that is my fault as a parent. Period. Point blank. Period. Grow
Yeah,
up.
but there's different degrees. You could be neglectful, like for example, let's put it the parent. Let's do both cases at the same time. The parent brings in a step because they provide financial support, and because they provide financial support, they kind of turn a blind eye. That is one thing. That is bad. That is pernicious. We should throw the whole book and we should put them in jail and throw away their jail. That's one thing. The other thing is the step lies and it has been plotting and planning from the start and has been with nefarious intent from the start. Those are very different claims.
You're still responsible. You as the parent, as the adult, are
Sure.
responsible for making sure those people don't enter your lives. Period. It's not the kid's fault. Why are you blaming the children?
I'm not blaming the children.
You're saying the
filthy
parents are the
liar.
victim. You're saying the parents are the victims. So
No,
who's the perp? The
fi-
kids, they're
liar,
polluters,
liar,
they're enablers.
Liar! You filthy liar!
This is
I
why
said
you
the
don't have any
parent-
children and you never
You
will.
filthy
And I'm glad
fucking
for it.
liar.
I'm glad.
All right.
Stop spurting.
Let's jump into any topics we
Hold
haven't
on.
covered.
Let me clarify because he lied. I never said the parents are the victims. No, the children are the main
you did.
victims, of course. And then I also said, in the case of someone conniving, like literally lying and presenting themselves the best to their partner so that they can gain access to those kids, then they would be a victim also, a lesser type of victim, a different type of victim, but another, like a different thing. So
No.
your characterization of my argument is
No.
false. You
Well,
lie.
The
You-
adult,
you
the
and
parent
Kat
is
disagree on
responsible.
this.
100%.
Yeah, and that's fine. People
If you
can
have
have
kids-
the same
If you
life
have kids,
position and have a
your
difference in a nitpicking
number one
detail.
responsibility is to protect them, not to let people in who are going to abuse them. Period. Those kids should
Yeah,
be
but
pissed
you're not
off at
aware.
you.
Obviously, like if your parent makes a mistake not because of their negligence, right? Like if the parent tried to do everything as best as they possibly could, things still freaking happen, right? And
Yes.
I wouldn't blame my parents necessarily for that. I would blame my parents if they didn't take adequate steps to protect me, if they left me with random strangers and they didn't vet people, if there were creepy people around. But if my parents tried to do their very best in their power and they were fooled or were not aware, which, that would be the only situation under which something like that can happen.
Okay.
That is not the fault of the parents necessarily.
Let's ask this question. What is the best protection for, let's say, a daughter? What is the best protection for her from being swindled or abused or anything like that, either inside or outside of the home? What is the best protection for her?
I would say that a parent paying attention.
Which parent in
teaching
particular
skills.
is most important that way when the girl becomes a young woman? Which parent?
I would say both parents. I mean, my dad taught
Wrong.
me how to. Well, that's according to you, but I've
No.
learned
It's
things
according to
from
all
both
the
my
statistics.
parents.
Do you want to?
What?
It's the father. Your father affirms you.
Why?
And because
Oh,
what
okay.
does a woman? What when a girl becomes a young woman? What does she look for? What is the natural thing she looks for?
A partner? Is that what you're going?
What
or
are girls in? I mean, like 6th, 7th, 8th grade? What are girls like doing 99% of the time when they're not like doing what they're supposed to be doing? What are they doing? They're looking for male affirmation, right?
I don't know that that's the case. But
You don't know
are
if that's
you-
the case.
is
Okay.
that
All right. Like,
okay.
how about women who get involved at 18 in sex work? Do you think that they attest themselves that they're looking for male affirmation that almost they never got, or they didn't think
I mean,
they got from
I'll
their
go
father?
along with you because, I do know that this is the case for some women where not having that figure affirm them, I guess they want that affirmation. So fine, fair enough. Okay, where are you
Right.
going with that?
So what I'm saying is the most important thing for a young woman is to have a good relationship with her father that is enabled as much as possible by her mother. I agree with little kids. It's not much, that's obviously going to be a feminine role. It's very important. It's very important to have solid mothers. But when those kids reach young adulthood, when they reach sexual maturity, both for boys, but especially for girls, there is nothing that is a better protection from outsiders abusing your daughter than having a solid relationship with your father, because you will have the confidence of being someone worthy of male attention, of being having self-worth and dignity, and that
That's
will
not
get you to-
usually
What the
related
fuck is he
to
talking about?
abuse of
Look
children.
at Max.
though.
Obviously,
That's
he
usually.
didn't have a father who affirmed
That's
him.
more
Look at
like-
what he's turned into.
I mean, usually
you know
the male
nothing about
affirmation.
my
applies-
life, you dumbass.
You know,
I
the
do. Just take a look,
affirmation.
dude.
One
Take a
sec,
look.
Harry. One sec.
The
No more
affirmation. The affirmation is usually about specifically that relates much more to dating and the kind of relationships that women engage with. It's not usually like somebody being more privy to abuse when they're underage. That's like a different thing. Like
Oh my God,
women who
Kat,
don't
Kat,
have
come
very
on.
present fathers might pick really bad men, for example, who are maybe can take more advantage of them and things like that, maybe be more abusive. That I can see the correlation there. But like in terms of the other kinds of abuse, not necessarily. You can have lots of people have wonderful relationships with their parents, but they're shamed. And I mean, I don't really know where we're going that with accountability, though, in the context of our conversation.
I'm saying that when women aren't held accountable, men are thrown out of the homes in which they are the most important part of the home for older children.
Well,
It's
why
true.
are men being thrown out of their homes, right?
Because
They're not
of
being thrown
lying
out.
women. Lying women.
Just like so in all cases or most cases, the reason that men or women decide to divorce is because women just decided they don't like them anymore and they decided to lie.
Well-
I mean, that
well-
doesn't seem.
Women have been
Kat,
sold
you
a
say men
lie.
or women, it's like 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women.
Yeah, but
That's
is
true.
it perhaps a reason because things
let's
that
be-
men do?
Right.
No,
So
okay,
then,
like
so
what?
now
Men
are
you're
more
saying
willing to
70 to
stay.
80% of men in marriages are failing women? You're really gonna say that?
Well, I mean, there's a reason why it is a failure.
There
whether
is a
it's the
reason, and the reason is-
women are involved too.
The reason is that women have been sold a lie, which is that they shouldn't be loyal to the father of their children and their husband, but that they can go
Who's
get
telling
some.
this lie?
Feminism.
Where's this lie?
I would say
That-
it started.
feminism.
I've not heard
obviously
that lie.
feminism. It's obviously
Well,
feminism,
sorry, the
which
lie-
comes from the
the
civil
lie
rights
that
movement, which
women
comes from
should
other
cheat?
movements.
That is not
So,
part of feminism.
what's-
Feminism is about equality, equal opportunity.
Oh,
It's not
nobody
about
lie,
believes
people
that.
Kat.
Cat,
Let's
come
be
on.
honest, it's not
Cat,
about
come
that.
on.
No,
Come
no,
on.
no,
It's
no,
20.
no,
I'm
no.
not.
In the year of our Lord 2025, you're going to pull the whole feminism is equality
No,
thing.
we
Nobody
have, and
believes
this
that
is-
anymore.
This is a different thing. No, because like first wave feminism, right? Like if we're talking about this other, it's a different conversation. But when you're talking about women aren't being told to cheat and they're initiating divorce.
Yes,
I
they
mean,
are.
maybe in some cases they're initiating because they've met somebody, but in a lot of cases they're initiating because men are cheating. Not to say that women don't cheat, women also cheat, but women tend to be with men, they seem to be more willing to stay with women even when they cheat, or they're more willing to just continue cheating themselves and stay with the women. Women tend to be dissatisfied with that, but that's not like that's also on the men, no?
Okay, Kat, are you telling me that part of feminism is not telling women that they should be independent, that they should explore their sexuality? I mean, where have you been? You've been on this earth
Well-
for several decades now. Where have you been? You don't
For
see
women, it's a
constantly
choice.
Hey, I'm going to hold you accountable. Zip it for a minute. Have you not seen that like constantly in culture?
You need
what
the
is-
same accountability.
what is championed is women exploring all different kinds of crap. You didn't grow up with Madonna like I did. Like, where are men being there? You could go on these Lifetime movies. They're all about
Men
women
always
cheating
had a
and
chance
exploring.
to explore these things, and
Yeah.
for
No,
women,
they
it's
don't.
about
No, they
choice.
don't.
We're not told like we have to explore these things. We're told we can
Name
if we
one
want
movie.
to, and
Name
some
one
women
movie you've
do,
ever
and some
seen in
women
which a
don't.
man is where a man cheating on his wife and cheating on like betraying his family is glamorized. You'll never see it. I could find
I've
you in
seen it,
like
and
10
I've seen it with
clicks.
women.
Name one, Kat.
Okay, tell me which movie glamorizes women cheating on
I
their
can find
husbands.
20 of them in 2 seconds
Well,
on an internet
go ahead and
search.
well, you said
Yeah,
you were name
start,
one.
pull it up. Start pulling. Stop putting.
There are, I mean, I do watch crappy movies, and there are a lot of Hallmark crappy movies. I don't remember the exact titles, but they do glamorize cheating on your husband
Hallmark
and like
usually is not
having
going
an
to
affair,
glamorize
and it's not the other way. I'm just
Who's
saying
it oriented
those
towards,
are
Kat?
those
Who's
are
watching
films
those
for
movies, Kat?
women.
Who's
Those are
watching
films
those
for
movies?
women. You know,
Definitely,
I
I
get
can
Max
understand
is
it's
watching them, but I just want to be sure that there's
I
not
know,
enough
big fan of
interrupting.
Hallmark.
Max, you're my boy. I hope you know that. We appreciate you, bro. I know I
Yeah.
tease you a lot, but I just
It's all good.
uh,
I love that the chat is really crashing out with like my voice. Yeah, this is the way my voice sounds. There's nothing I can do about it.
Max doesn't
Ooh.
really well, but yo,
There
I'll-
is something you can do about it, Max. I bet right now I could lower your voice.
No,
I could
this
get
is
you to
weird.
lower your
This is
voice
not
and stop
necessary.
talking through your
We're
nasal
gonna go to the
cavity.
next.
I
We're
can't.
gonna go to the
I
next.
mean, this
Yeah,
is
you can.
literally
Yes, you
my-
We're
can.
gonna go to the
my
next one.
vocal
Okay,
cords.
as interesting as this is, we're gonna go back to the topic.
could
Is
I
there
maybe
anything we
bring
haven't
up
covered?
I think that our side has illustrated that with false allegations, with essay, with divorce, with custody, society does not hold women accountable and is biased unfairly towards them, towards giving them an out, a pass, whatever you want to call it, in a way that they do not give it to men. And Kat has largely agreed, Max here and there. Now, I would like to flip sort of the dynamic here. Can you guys tell me an area of society in which women are held more accountable than men on your side?
Well,
More
women are
accountable.
expected to take.
Yeah, because I can show you a lot of
breastfeeding.
times where men are held
Yeah,
way more accountable than
was,
women.
I was giving you. Women are expected to breastfeed their children. That women are held to more social stigma and shame if they abandon a newborn than men. Men can just, in my country, men can just literally sign a paper saying I abdicate my parental rights and be on their way.
Well, they still have to pay child support, though.
Nope.
Well,
I
we're
don't know
not
about
talking
your
about your
country.
country, frankly, Max.
Okay, America. I'm
What
talking about
country?
America. You have to pay child
Yeah.
support. You can't just sign away your parental rights.
Yeah. I'm telling you, in other places of the world, you can literally abdicate. your
Okay, well, I
parental
didn't do
rights.
research on other countries, Max.
Yeah, you're
I'm
maybe
just
from
talking
Eastern
about
Europe.
America.
Eastern Europe
I
doesn't have these
know.
problems.
I'm just talking.
Eastern
We're
Europe
I think
doesn't
we're
have
generally
this regime.
talking about America. I don't think it's fair to bring up wherever you're from in, Slovakia or whatever. But look, if you want to talk about,
Can I
can I bring this up too? You want to
He
bring
lives
up?
under a
I
rock,
do,
Grace.
just because we haven't. Hold on one sec. Forgive me. Just because we haven't heard a lot from Grace, I want to hear Grace. What were you saying?
Well, this is another way that women are not held accountable. If a woman has a kid that she doesn't want, she can literally kill it. If a man has a kid that he doesn't want, he has to pay 18 years of child support. How is that not a complete and utter bias in society? Like, that's just absolutely verifiable fact in America. If a woman doesn't want her kid, she can kill it. If a man doesn't want his kid, he has to pay 18 years of child support. There's no getting out of it for him, or he goes to jail or gets fined, yada, yada. How do you guys account for that? That's women being held accountable? That's women being held to the same standard?
I mean, she's
Right.
still
So,
accountable.
I mean, who are you going
she isn't.
to?
No,
are you
she
going to
isn't.
Find, I mean, number one, it's not like these women are fucking themselves. Like let's just put it that way. It takes two to make babies, right? And,
Right.
the fact that the ultimate choice goes to the women is not that they're not held accountable, is that there are interactions and supersessions of rights and responsibilities.
This
the
is cope.
ultimate of
This is
which-
cope. You're not saying anything.
I'm
I do
sorry,
wanna
could
just-
I
all right,
finish
let's just
my
let him finish, though.
explanation?
All right, my bad.
There are interactions of rights and responsibilities, the ultimate of which is bodily autonomy. And I'm sorry that you don't like it, but that is the one that takes precedent. I would rather have a woman be able to abort and then continue to have a fruitful, wonderful life with the possibility of having more kids in the future than that woman, which is going to get the abortion no matter what, than dying because of a back alley abortion. So
And I would say that there is-
This is just pure propaganda that if a woman doesn't have access to abortion to kill her baby, that she's going to die of a bad pregnancy. This
Yeah.
is just pure
No, that's exactly what
feminist
happens.
propaganda.
Yeah.
That is
No.
not what happens. That is
I mean,
extremely
that did-
rare.
used to
Ectopic
happen.
pregnancies are the getting
That's
rid of an
exactly
ectopic
what
pregnancy
happens.
is not an abortion.
sec.
That's extremely rare. Medical emergencies it's just propaganda. But yeah, sure,
Well,
Max.
first of all, it used to happen,
You're not
but-
addressing my point, Max. You're not addressing my point.
did.
If you
I
say
addressed the
women
point.
are held as accountable as men, How is the fact that women can kill their kids if they don't want them, men have to pay 18 years of child support? Where is the equality there? You did not address my point at all.
Actually,
And
women
it-
would also have to pay child support
Child
potentially,
support,
right?
yep.
If, for example, if the child ended up with the
Correct.
men. So it's because the women are taking care of the child that there is child support to begin with. And, you know, even if they have an abortion, there is a consequence and a responsibility there that happens, even if that's the choice and not to raise the child, because the physical thing that it does to the body is part of the price that they pay. And then there's the emotional toll, maybe not for everybody, but for a lot of women, it is an emotional thing.
Right, but you're not
a
not
man doesn't have
responding
to
to
do
my
that.
point. A man cannot abdicate his responsibility and kill the child. A woman can. How are those equivalent? How is
Men
that
can't
fair?
a man can't choose to abdicate, because ultimately that child is in the body of the woman, not the men. It's not the woman's choice that ends up being the case. Like, you wouldn't have, if it was in the man's body, we'd have the same kind of conversation, right?
But Kat, the whole
Then he could.
society used to be set up to help women to make good choices about those things, and also women are much more. It's much more easy for women to say no to sex than men. They have a much
Why is
less
it
intense
Ben,
sexual
Ben,
drive.
That is
you're
not-
lying
That's
again.
absolutely true.
Women
Are
have
you
That is
lowered.
not
No, no,
true.
you're not. No. He's
Both
not
people are
talking. He's
capable of saying that.
he's not.
Yeah,
He's
you're
not talking
lying
about
again,
SA.
and the
He's talking
reason
about
why-
women
Hold on,
have
hold on, one
women
sec,
have
Laurie,
lowered
one
No, I
libido.
understand that.
One-
Yeah, I
one at a
understand.
time.
Kat, let's
Lower
let's,
libido.
let's pick your brain here. What
The
is
reason
it
why-
that is the universal in every
One sec.
culture
We'll get you, Max. One
throughout
sec.
time insult of women? That they are, you are a what?
I don't know.
Oh God. Okay. There's no point in continuing the debate. What is it that every woman in every society throughout time doesn't want to be called?
Oh, what a woman. Okay, well, I'm not allowed to say the word on this show, but I
Well, we could use the
imagine it
euphemism.
starts with a W.
SLUT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Right.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why is that all cultures?
Because it doesn't hold the men accountable to how many women that person sleeps with, but it does to women.
Isn't
It's
it
a
to
double
protect
standard.
the women
Yeah.
from?
Is it to protect, especially
getting
in this day
themselves-
and age where we can have so
Oh
many
my
tools
God.
to protect ourselves from getting pregnant or getting sick? I mean, we have all these tools. So especially today, if anything, there is no, if somebody's really responsible, there's very low chance of consequences if you're using the tools available
That's
to
not
you. The
true,
reason that
Kat.
people fail is because they're
That's
not using
true.
these tools.
That's not true.
No.
How is
And
how is
the
that not
people-
true?
You're
hypocrisy of
advocating
this
for
position.
promiscuous sex for like young women. You think that's good for them? There's no
It depends.
consequences.
No. I think
What are
it
you
depends.
talking
I'm
about?
not advocating for that. I'm advocating that people can choose, and I don't think.
Yeah.
And I think women are being held to a much higher stringent level here than men, because if a man has lots of, relations with women or other men, you're it's like fine, you're a stud. But if you're a woman, you get judged like.
Whoa,
and you
no,
got
wait
called
a
that
second.
name.
Wait a second.
Eh.
Kat, you're living in kind of like brain rot, liberal brain rot. You're saying that men are patted on the back for having sex with other men? No, that is
Not
with other
men.
concomitant.
I said-
Hold on, let
You
me
said
get-
maybe
said
other
that.
men.
Wait, hold on.
Who said
Let's,
that?
all right,
Maybe
hold on.
other
I think.
That's-
Oh wait, hold on. Just
No,
relax.
for
Okay,
fuck's sake.
just to be. I think. Yeah. Okay. So
Can I speak for a bit?
I want to give Max a chance because he's been waiting and trying to get
Yeah.
in. Go ahead, Max.
So, Ben, what she said is that men, if you sleep with 100 women, you're a stud. And if a woman sleeps with 100 men, she's a slut. Okay.
Yes.
Problem is that leads you down a contradiction because you're calling women who exercise prostitution, you're demeaning them, while at the same time, the men who consort with the same lady, those men are just like, yeah, whatever, it's okay. And
Yeah, I agree.
You
Women-
can't get out of that contradiction.
Prostitutes should be respected more than modern women because prostitutes at least get paid. Whereas the type of women that Kat wants to see floating around in society, they don't even get paid for it. They give it
you're
away
lying.
I
for
didn't say that I
free.
like to. I think people should be entitled to make their own choices as to what they want and held to the same standard. But women are held to a different standard, are being held more accountable for being more promiscuous than men are. Like there is no podcast about women, about men, sowing their seeds or whatever, but there are so many about women, and it is an unfair standard, and especially today where both genders have access to protection to make sure they don't get pregnant, protection to make sure they don't get sick, they can get themselves checked. There is more tools.
Cat.
But only one side
Let me
gets
walk you
blamed.
through this. Let me walk you through this. Okay.
Try.
What is the purpose for women of becoming a woman? What is the purpose? What is the
if you're talking about
sexual
a biological purpose,
what is the purpose? No,
we have a
in every
biology,
way.
but we also
what is
have
it that every
desire.
little girl wants to be when she grows up? Well, like, what does she
Every
fantasize
girl
about?
wants to be.
Okay, except like whatever, Max's sister. Okay, most girls
sister has
fantasize
3
when they're
kids.
young about being what?
Like, I know that
don't
you're
thi-
flailing, but stop insulting me.
I don't
What do
think
they
that's
do?
accurate. That's
What?
All right, hold on, all right.
Women daydream of so many
You're just
things.
lying. You're just lying.
Not everyone
Wait, all right.
daydreams of becoming a mother, but I don't know which is. I'm
Yes,
assuming
they do.
that's the
They
answer that
they
you're.
play with dolls. They
Hold
have
on.
their little
No.
doll house. They play mommy and daddy, Ken and Barbie. Are you
Everyone's
telling me
very
that doesn't
different.
go on? And is there
Some
any?
it
There's
goes on
something
with
wrong. Is
some.
there something wrong with that? Is there something
There's
wrong?
nothing
with
wrong with that, but not
that? Okay, so
everyone
can
does
we admit
that.
that most girls and most women, they want to be moms? Not all. They want to be moms. They want to be wives. They want to be recognized in society.
I'll say
as,
a
like,
lot
people.
of women probably
Oh.
want that. Okay. And
Okay, so is promiscuity a good means of getting to that point?
Yes.
it depends on
Max.
what one wants and what kind of
It
partner
is.
somebody wants, and what the women who are promiscuous are usually not the ones who are super like into having becoming mothers and
But-
good wives.
But
Like that's not.
Cat, just for 1 minute, put yourself into the mind of a man who's saying, like, I want a woman who's going to be with me, who's going to stay with me, who's going to raise my children, who's going to be ride or die. Okay, what's the number one red flag that every man is going to be looking for?
But a woman
as
would also have
What
that
is it?
red
No, just
flag.
answer it, Cat. Just answer.
Well,
this
I understand
question.
that you're saying
What is it?
promiscuity would be the red flag,
Promiscuity.
right?
And why
Right,
is
but
that?
wouldn't that be
Wait,
the red flag for men too?
wait, no.
Like I
Because,
wouldn't want to be with a man who like if that's a standard
Okay,
for me that I
okay.
want a good husband and
Yes, to
why
some
would I
extent,
want
but to
somebody who's
lesser
promiscuous?
extent. And why is that? Because
But
the
why?
sexual act for women, number one, it's much easier for them to say no to the
Why is it
actual
easier?
act.
I don't
Excuse me?
understand why that's
What?
easier for women. Like on what basis
Men
are you saying
are
that's
hornier
easier?
than women. Cat, come on.
No,
Are
that
we
is
on
just
Earth?
false.
Hold
Are
on,
we
I wanna
even
give-
on Earth?
one
Yeah,
sec.
Max
Okay.
may be the exception.
Lying,
Let's
like
see.
you're
Okay,
lying.
we'll talk about Max's sex drive later. What we want to do instead is we're going to switch over. I want to give Max a chance because he's been wanting to respond a lot, and he's been very patient, even with Ben's little jabs at him as we go. So Max, ready to go.
Yes. So what I will say, can you please hold off on the insults? I've been gracious enough. The next one, I'll just destroy you. Okay. So I don't know if it is a difference of where we come from, but down here, the ladies are as horny as the men because we don't have a social stigma of telling the ladies, oh no, you should only be a whore when the door of the room closes down. Like you should be a lady in the street and a freak in the sheets. No, it's okay. It's like you do enjoy your sexuality. So this is just a very conservative talking point because the US remains conservative. In the rest of the world, like go to Europe, and women are very okay with being openly, if you want to call it promiscuous or whatever, sure. But this is a very exclusively American-centric view. It doesn't happen in the rest of the world. Men and women are just as horny as each other.
All right, that is interesting. Any thoughts? Is there anything we haven't covered? This is usually about the time we go into the Q&A. So if you guys want to cover something we haven't covered,
I just like to quickly respond to that. Number one, I think we all know that it was Max who started going. I said before the debate, we can be like, go the high road or the low road. He started bashing my religion And I responded in kind, and it's been rough since then. Sorry, Max, you don't like it. Don't get in the ring. Don't get in the kitchen if you don't want to cook. Don't get in the ring if you don't want to get knocked out.
What I'm
Not
trying
time to
tell
cry
you
now. Now,
is that I will
secondly,
fucking destroy you, dumbass.
secondly,
I
in
never
Europe,
accused
or
of
whatever
groping
rock
my
this guy
daughter.
crawled
I
out
hate
from
to do
underneath.
this, Max.
Whatever
Just
rock
wait.
this guy crawled out from underneath. Everyone knows throughout
Okay, this
history
just sounds
that
like it's
young
insults.
men
We're
are
just gonna move to the
horny
next one.
and
Okay.
want to have sex with
We're gonna
women
go to the
more
next
than
one.
women want to have sex with men. Women want to have relationships with men more than they want to have sex with men. And that's true
Women are
universally
less-
throughout time. Come on, wake up.
That
No.
is, there's just like, you can't quantify that, so it's just going to be us disagreeing. And ultimately, like, women might want, are maybe more interested in sex with men with whom they have some sort of relationship, though not all women either. And same with men. I mean, lots of men don't just
Wrong.
want to. Okay, well, we're
mean,
just
if
going
you
to
want-
disagree.
No, we're
Ben,
not
if you
going to
want
disagree.
have-
Look up any
if you want to
statistic.
have-
Women always want
Show
sex
me the
with a
statistic if you
relationship.
want to
Pull
prove
it
your
out.
Oh,
point.
look
Show
on
me-
Google if
Pull
you
it
have to.
out.
Your brain
All
doesn't
right.
work.
We'll
just-
Everyone
we're
knows
gonna-
this throughout
Pull it
history.
Okay. We're gonna jump into the Q&A. Want to say thank you for your questions, folks. And if you have them, you can feel free to submit them in the live chat. If you at me at Modern Day Debate, otherwise super chat will push those to the top of the list. Want to say thanks very much. This one coming in from. Let me just unmute everybody. Everybody good on that? Grace, Max, thanks for your patience. Here we go. Isa Kabir, nasty guy, but we love him. Says support and my heart for me, Hermano, Max, Yerba after show.
Let's go.
Isa's a cool guy, actually. I like to give him crap, but
It's the best.
K Max McDonald says, are women held accountable in the dating market? Today's loneliness epidemic seems to be blamed entirely on men. What is it that makes men entirely responsible for men and women not getting together? I think they're saying like this message of like, why aren't men stepping up and going out and asking out the girls? Isn't it a two-way street? What do you guys think?
I have 4 sons, and I know why they're hesitant to engage with young women, because they've been internally emasculated by the sort of nonsense we're hearing, the lies we're hearing from Kat and Max. And externally, they're filled with fear because they're basically told that they're essayists ready to happen. So this women have, for their own sakes, have to stop doing. And I can see Kat's like halfway there. She needs to get all the way there. Max is a hopeless case.
Yeah, because I live in the real world and I go out on many dates and have never been accused of essay once in my life.
This one
I mean-
from.
I'll give
Oh,
him like an honest answer to this one, because I think that I mean I think the loneliness epidemic is significant, and I think the issue is both men and women. I think a lot of women have given up because they've had really bad experiences. I think part of that has to do with the dating apps, honestly. I think men, and I understand like it's not that easy to ask a woman out, like especially in public, especially now that people have gotten used to like dating apps. So there's like a statistic that a certain number of men on the dating apps get most of the women. So that's an issue, and that's like a big significant issue. At the same time, in terms of like being afraid of getting accused of something, I mean, it like proportionally it happens so rarely, and I certainly know almost nobody that I know has ever been accused of anything. So it's like, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. It does, and it's sad, and it's wrong, but that is not usually
Pat,
the
you
reason.
played the
It's
princess
the
card with
excuse.
me. You
This
played the
one
princess
from-
card with me.
What princess
earlier.
card? What princess
It's the
card?
whole like, oh, I don't feel comfortable with what you're talking about. When I ask you about women's sexual proclivities, you played the princess card.
I didn't say I'm not comfortable. I'm not like
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
did.
that
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
did.
super like no I didn't.
Then
I
tell
just,
me
like,
what women fantasize
don't-
about. Tell
What
me
a
what women
liar that
fantasize
you
about.
are. You're
No,
going to
this
the
is
lake
weird.
of fire.
All right, we're going to the next one. Icy Spin says, Ben, Max gets more. Okay, gets more
Or
than you.
hoo-ha.
Ha ha.
I'm
Yeah,
sure he
it's
does.
'cause
These low
Yeah,
level
I do. I
leeches.
That
do.
was
yeah.
Max. Max
Male
is one of
feminists.
Max's-
Male
one
feminists
of
do
Max's
clean up a little
sock
bit.
accounts. This
I
one from
do.
Emperor Fat Ass Dogs.
He's obviously a bottom feeder. And
Says,
I'm
why
sure
are
there's
female
plenty down on the
teachers?
bottom.
Ben,
All right,
I don't
let's
have to pay for
talk
it.
about that later. Next, Emperor Fat Ass Dog says, why are
Doofus.
female
Sorry.
teachers who commit SA often viewed less critically than their male counterparts? Why don't women face the same social consequences as men for the same actions?
Because men like Ben basically say, "Oh, you know what? That's hot." That's really why.
It is.
I mean,
It
that's
is.
genuine.
Yeah.
It
We
is.
agree.
And you know it. And you know it's true too, Kat.
I mean, I know that that's
Another
why
defeater
that
that's,
happens. I
we're
don't.
up to
I,
3
it
now.
has
It's
had
hot
a
the
lot
other
of
way too.
effect
The
on
male
men.
teacher and the female.
I mean, I think some of the
17-year-old.
men
It's
don't
hot.
have
It's
trauma
hot.
with that.
Sorry.
I don't think all
You
men
are-
have trauma with
oh
that, but
my
there's
God.
certainly
All
men
right.
exist that should be illegal.
Fucking jail.
All right, hold on.
And I
Just-
wanted to tell you that if you
you're
want me to actually
Max, you're
destroy your
Max.
religion, I can do
Sometimes,
that.
Max, sometimes you're speaking over your own teammate. Just relax for a
Sorry.
second.
Yeah, I'm
Can I just ask one
exclusive.
question of
That's
Kat?
fine.
Like in your
No,
experience growing
'cause
up
it's sick and
in
weird.
school,
It's
did
always-
girls fantasize about
I
their
knew
teachers?
it was gonna be about that. We're
They
going
did.
to
They
this
did.
one. This
Ooh,
one
wow.
from
No, well,
You
there
did
weren't.
too, Kat.
We didn't have. We
Take
didn't
your
have a lot of
princess
hot
card and throw
teachers,
it
so
in the
I don't
garbage.
think.
It's okay to be a
We're
woman,
gonna-
but don't be a lot.
this, but just to get to the next question, Emperor Fat Ass Dogs. Oh, I saw. So relatedly, more seriously though, Max, is this true? Is it true that people like yourself, they're alleging, I'm not saying it, that they say, Max, if it was like a man who had relations with his student, people are like, yeah, it's terrible. I can't believe you do this. Or likewise, if it's a male prison guard who does it with a woman in prison who's an inmate. But if it's like a woman prison guard doing it with a man, they're kind of like, oh, well, we're not going to fire you. We'll just suspend you. Is this true, Max? Is there a double standard, or is this just made up? I'll unmute you.
No, I do not hold a double standard. I think that when there is an imbalance of power in a sexual relationship, it's bad. So police officer, whether it's male officer to female prisoner or the other way around, I view that equally as wrong. Same with the teacher thing. Like I am very actually, because I have a better understanding about sexual relationships than Ben at the very least. I understand that the power balance in the dynamic, it doesn't have to be exactly matching, but there are always minor imbalances in relationships.
When I was
but it should be on the ballpark.
when I was
it should
briefly
be like that, yeah.
When I was briefly in prison, there was a female prison guard, and she could look up and see everyone on the block. And I saw her looking up at me when I was taking a shower in the nude. She shouldn't have done that, but like, am I gonna complain? Never. Enjoy.
Okay, thank you for that. Enjoy, Max. Okay, this one from
No, if Max was up there, I would file a complaint.
What's with the double standard? I'm like,
No, I'm just kidding.
Dumbo,
Of course,
Dumbo,
guards
I never got
can't, like, should there be
arrested.
women guards in a male prison? Of course not. That's ridiculous.
Dumbo.
But if
Dumbo.
they're there, there's going to be a little bit of sauciness. Of
Hey,
course,
hey,
I'm
hey.
bored out of my mind.
All right,
I'll
go
show
ahead,
her what she
Max.
wants to
Dummy.
see. It's fine.
Dummy, you know what? I've never been arrested. Suck it.
wow. This one
Right.
from
You sit in your
There's
little
time.
fucking shithole
This
all
one
day.
from
There's
No,
still time.
I'm just good enough. I never got caught, dumbass.
Yeah, a
I
cop would
see
see you and
Swin.
say, like, we should put this little baby in some kind of nursing
All
home.
right, we'll go to the next one. Icy Spin says, Ben, you have zero chill, bro. Definitely your fault. Big League Drew says, witness me, senpai. Define accountable. Thank you for that. Accountable. Does anybody want to take a stab at how you define it?
I mean,
I just
think
want to say
it's-
something about this emotional thing that, like, men being emotional is not a problem. I don't know why we've got this thing of stoicism. You can ask Kat, she'll lie. But does she think that male musicians are sexually attractive because they're emotional and vibrant? Do they? Do women? Oh, not you, but like, do women find emotional men who are vibrant, who seem to have a passion for life, sexually
Sure.
attractive? Do
Sure.
they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
why
Nothing
not?
wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Wow.
I don't know how that answers the question. And again,
No, because
don't know
Max is
anybody.
trying to mog and say, like, I'm emotional. Yes, Max, you should
No,
learn how
no.
to become emotional, engaged. Women love it. Maybe you wouldn't be sitting there in that
Oh,
pathetic,
I am emotional,
lonely
but this is
loser basement
if
That
you
means-
can
I mean,
learn
you're both
how to
emotional, it's
relate-
just-
Yummy.
Women-
Calm down.
women are
I'm not
attracted
Yeah,
saying-
see, he
the
does
right
this.
kind of
Calm down,
emotional.
calm down.
Okay,
Yes,
hold
internet.
on.
This is
calm down.
internet.
Hold
You're
on.
losing
Autism.
it.
All right,
'Cause
hold
it's
on.
Autism
okay.
loses.
It's okay to be. I'm not autistic. It's okay to be. It's okay to be emotional in the places that you're supposed to be emotional. This is supposed to be an intellectual pursuit. This is a debate. If
No, no,
you
no, no.
bring-
I'm bringing all the entertainment
Shut
here,
up,
and you know
Ben.
it, and
I
Kat
was
knows
in
it, and
the
James
middle
knows
of-
it,
One
and Grace
from-
knows it.
I
I'm
was
bringing
in
all
the
the
middle
entertainment.
of a sentence. I was in the middle of a sentence. Please shut your
Grace
fucking hole.
shaking her head.
Control your impulses. Pray for some patience to the Holy Spirit and calm the fuck down.
We're
This
gonna-
is an intellectual debate, so you're not supposed to bring your emotions here because appealing to emotion is a fallacy, dumbass.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Max. Who was the one who first attacked, who went low, because I mentioned that I taught in a Catholic school, attacked someone's religion? Me or you? Which one,
but
bitch
I
boy?
don't need. I laughed.
Which one,
I
bitch
laughed
boy?
About your,
You.
I laughed about
you.
the history
You
of your
went low,
church
and
with
then you
sexual
cried 'cause
assault.
you
We
didn't
Yes.
like how you got
must, we must
treated.
go to the next one. All right. Thank you for that. That's very interesting. K. McDonald says, do men and women get judged equally in your view when it comes to career success? During a bad economy, do men or do women get judged more harshly for a failure to land a job?
What?
I
I
think
think
women
that-
have higher like there's if you're like not at a very high level, people assume that you're like you got there because you're like a diversity hire or something. So they're held to like to have that they have to have a very high level of competency, especially in certain fields. In terms of I think men have more pressure on them in terms of like if they lose their I mean both have pressure. I've found I mean my parents have lost jobs at certain points and luckily like one balanced the other but like but I do think men are harder on themselves in particular, and in some situations men are expected to like be the providers by some women. So
I think
They
women
should-
and
they
men
should.
should be held accountable, but for different things. Men should be held accountable. Men should feel the stress of being providers. Women should feel the stress of being good women who can secure competent providers. However, women are not held accountable on that side of things, and they get fed by the government, by welfare, by divorce courts. And so they get that extra boost where if that wasn't there, they would have to secure a good provider, and the men would also have to
do
be the
men
good
not get
providers.
welfare or government support if they can't work? Of course they like it's the
Way
same
more
standard
single
for
moms
both.
than single dads are on welfare. You
There-
want to look
it's
at
just-
any
there's just more single
statistic. I mean,
moms. That's because
The
there's more
problem-
single moms because the dads
Right.
abdicate their responsibility.
no, that's not.
right?
That's because the moms divorce the dad, take the kids, and then they get.
Then they're not on-
They
but
should
don't
be
they get-
punished by
aren't they
for
getting
doing that.
money?
They should be punished for doing that,
They
but
should
instead
be
they're
punished?
rewarded by our society by
What if
being
they're in
given
a terrible
free money and
relationship? They shouldn't
benefits.
be punished for that.
They got in that
Why not?
relationship.
Why
They're
not?
grown
Why not?
women.
Why
Deal
should-
with it
why shouldn't a
yourself.
woman be
Why
punished
should
for
they be
being in a
buoyed up
terrible
by
relationship?
society? Why?
Why shouldn't a
Why
woman
should she
be punished for
stuck-
being in a
why
terrible
should women
relationship?
be or men be
Oh.
punished for ending up in the wrong relationship with the wrong person? People
wonder
make
when the
mistakes.
If you get
Maybe
together with an
she should
immature
start.
guy, you're responsible
That
for
guy
your
might have
kids,
stupid mistake.
making your own money.
Might have been a great
don't
guy.
get
Might
don't
have been a
get
great
buoyed
guy,
up
and
by
then he
society.
changed.
No,
People grow
cat,
apart.
that is a damn lie. Men do not suddenly
I'm
change midway. They were always like this. The red flags were always there. Women just
Sometimes
lie
there
about
are-
that.
sometimes people
That is
grow
a
apart and they
total
change, or
lie.
they're not compatible living together. I mean, there's
People-
all sorts
Kat,
of reasons. People
people-
should have a choice.
People rarely
Both men and
change.
women.
People rarely change. I do not believe this lie that men are great gentlemen and then all of a sudden something changes. No, it's there from the
Well,
beginning.
men, for example,
These
start
women just
cheating.
lie
Sometimes
because
they love the
no,
women, and
no,
then they're like, "Where I'm not so interested." Or once they got the woman, they stopped like paying attention the same
Sure.
way, and marriages grow apart. That happens.
Sure,
And
but
women
why?
do that
Why?
too.
Why? But I'm just saying, for society as a whole, first of all, it's not helpful to anyone to say, women, you can just get out of this. You used to have to rely on men, but now you can just get buoyed up by the government. How's that working out? How's that working out for the kids of those single
People
moms?
get bullied
Not
by the
good.
government. They get
It's
built
working
up by
out
the government when they
wonderfully.
can't make money, whether it's men or women. There's both. And again, women, maybe there's more statistically, I don't know, because there's more single mothers that end up in this situation. But, you know, it's
They don't end up in this situation. They make bad choices and then they get bailed out over and over and over again. And who suffers? The kids.
some people
So,
make bad. Yeah, go ahead, Max.
I mean, it's baffling to me that someone. What are you, Grace? Like 22? Like,
23.
you've never cohabitated with anyone else. I have, and it's a hard thing. It's a thing that you have to work, and there are sometimes where you wake up one day and say like, "Yeah, this is not working anymore. I'm out," and that is
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
And that's why you're a failure and she's a success.
That's
Because
called
you
being
have
immature, Max.
cohabitated, and Grace is a
Well,
good
she's
girl.
not married.
Does
I
right.
mean,
I'm not saying that
I
she-
wouldn't
but
call
she
her
can make
a
a mistake.
success, but okay.
Well, look at
And
the
I wouldn't
screen,
call
Max.
myself a
Look at the
failure.
screen. Look
What?
at the screen. Tell me which one's the success.
Max,
and
your
which is
mom.
the
Max, your
failure.
mom doesn't count.
We're gonna go to the next one.
I'm
It
sorry.
does
what?
count, Max. We're gonna go to the next one.
What was
Uh,
that, like an incest joke or what?
No,
Your
no, no.
mother's
She's
a
like,
good
because
woman.
you know,
It's a
because
joke that you're
everybody's
living with your mother, Max. Relax.
Oh, I don't live with my mother. I haven't lived with my mother
okay,
in 17
okay.
years.
It was a
Good
joke.
try.
This, we're gonna
I mean,
jump into the
you're
next
in
one.
your dad's house. I left my house when I was 20.
I pay
No,
for
I'm
my
in my
apartment.
daughter's apartment.
I pay for my apartment. He lives here.
I've been a manager for a U.S. company for 17 years, so
Oh,
get-
yeah.
Max, you can't take a joke. It's okay. Relax. I don't know if you live with your mother. I don't
mean,
care.
I
It's just a
can't
joke.
take
This
I
one,
can't take
we'll go to
jokes
the next-
just when they're funny.
I've been a manager
next
for a
one.
U.S. company. Okay, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, it's true. The
Yeah.
joke wasn't that funny.
Okay,
yeah, I manage a
the
U.S.
last,
company, Dumbo.
the last
Yeah,
question.
right. Exxon,
I
I'm sure.
think- So,
Yeah,
like, basically, we
no,
just covered.
Small company, but yeah, it's
We'll
a US
we'll
company
talk about that
nonetheless.
later. But we talked about if, let's say, Grace had brought up of a man and a woman, they have relations, and now let's say the guy's a moron, so it's kind of like, yeah, he's just a dud, and then probably she's going to go on some sort of government assistance. Is Grace is saying like, come on, like that happens like constantly, which it seems like there are plenty of cases.
Mhm.
And I think, Kat, you're saying, well, like, she didn't know any better. She made a mistake. It was a bad decision, but like, we don't want to be hard on her for making a bad decision.
I didn't say I don't want to be hard on her. It's just that people should be able to get divorced if they made the wrong decisions. I don't think
Oh.
people should jump into it like easily or jump into relationships.
And
that
who's the
easily.
victim of divorce, Kat? Always.
Who's the victim? The kids.
The kids, right.
Yeah.
The kids.
The kids.
But wait,
So
Well,
you
that's why you should
prioritize the
try to
adults
make it
over the
work.
kids. Tradition prioritizes the kids.
No,
over
no,
the
no. Because a
adults.
lot of kids will tell you also that, if you have two parents who are really terrible together, that also hurts the kids when they stay. So it just depends.
That is also
If the
true.
two, yeah, I mean, if the two, it just depends on the
Yes.
situation.
Do you know the number one reason why women divorce men?
Cheating? Emotional, are you going to
Money.
say,
Money.
how is that? How do you know it's money? Oh, it's like not providing
I
enough,
read
or what?
statistics. I've seen studies. That's what women do.
Sorry, clarify
it
for
up.
me. Like money, like how? Money, like they want. Do
you know what money is, Kat?
No, the husband isn't providing enough, or like in what context? Money.
Whatever the context, they're not able
Well, the
to be
context
mature enough
matters.
to share their
Whatever the
resources. So she wants more money or whatever, right? Like she's not happy with the financial
Well,
situation. It's
when
princess.
when
behavior.
you're married, you're kind of 100% sharing the finances, unless the man is
Right.
choosing is like. So I don't know how that's.
Right. So Princess
can
didn't
be
get her
the reason.
castle and she wants to complain now. Yeah.
Okay.
what about though? Have we talked about this idea of like, if a woman does have relations with a moron and then she goes on government assistance, is obviously you don't want children to be in poverty, like to die, right? You got to eat. Is there any sort of discussion on like the accountability of women there? I think Grace had said kind of like, well, it's not that he changed, it's that he was a moron and she just should have maybe vetted him better.
Maybe
I
she
guess is
should have
all.
Well, I
vetted
mean,
him
she
better,
should
but
have
in
like
some
these
cases-
like
Victim
these
blaming.
these.
That's all it is.
I'm sorry, Max. I don't think women are just victims all the time like you do. You infantilize women. Thanks a lot for that, by the way.
No.
Yeah, you're a
Um,
misogynist, Max.
Yeah, you think we're stupid,
No,
helpless
no.
little creatures who get taken in by
No.
men. I think women have a head on their shoulders, but thanks for the misogyny. Appreciate
Max,
it.
But
you
you
said
also
you
said that there's-
cohabited with a
Okay,
woman,
let's-
right? You cohabited with a woman. That is her
Cohabitated
fault. Looking
is
at
the
you,
correct
looking at your
pronunciation.
situation, that is 100% her fault. The punishment for having sex with Max is having sex with Max. And it's a terrible,
Terrible
Wait,
punishment.
wait. He said they cohabitated. He didn't say they had sex. So
No,
We're
we
just
yeah, we were
assuming.
a
Oh, he,
yeah,
li-
we
he
were a
lived
couple.
as a brother and
Messed
sister.
up.
Someone.
We of course we had sex.
Okay, no, stop.
Yes, Kat,
Okay.
get it out of your mind.
Dale,
Don't
dale.
let it in your
Yes.
mind. the
Yeah,
idea of
you
this
know what I
man having
haven't been.
sexual
You know what
relations.
I've
I
never
agree.
had to do, Ben. I've never had to pay for sex. What about you?
That's your
We're
flex.
gonna- We're gonna
Yeah, of
go.
course.
All right,
wait,
let's
I
go
didn't
to the
hear a
next one.
denial. Okay.
I never had
This
to
one
pay,
from-
Ben.
Row House says, do the panelists feel we can improve the situation by changing our expectations of gender roles in society? Do we just accept things have changed from Ben's generation to Grace's?
And things have changed. I mean, and
Yeah.
men are I mean, I think men should have. I think for me, it's all about choice, right? So some men want to have, and women want to have a more traditional marriage where maybe the woman stays at home with kids and the men, their role is to be a provider, and that's fine. That's their choice. And in some cases, like to put all of that pressure also on just the men, I think is wrong, because if a man loses their jobs, they're the only ones. If there's a bad situation in the marriage, the woman isn't equipped to provide. So that could be an issue, but people can make those decisions for themselves. In many cases nowadays, people are more equal and want to split the roles.
Okay, Kat, you're saying it's all about individualism and individual choices, right? There's
Yeah.
a political philosophy here called libertarianism.
Sure.
Of men
yeah.
and women who suffer, and children, which two of these three groups suffer the most when it's all about individuals making their choices as they see fit?
I mean, when you choose to have a child, you are
Can you answer the
responsible for them.
question ever, Kat? Can you
Well,
be held
you're-
accountable
you-
for
you
answering a
asked me.
question? Who suffers when individualism is the
Mhm.
highest good of a society?
Individualism is an individualism alone. It's not the highest need of the. You are also
I gave you
responsible
three
for the
choices.
people.
Who suffers in societies that move from being communal and emphasizing the community and connections that last and moves away to autonomy and individualism? Who objectively suffers the most?
I know what answer you want me to answer, but I don't agree with that. Like
You
you
don't
want me to
agree?
say the kids.
You can say
but
whatever
it's
you
not-
want.
But I
You can say
well, I
whatever
don't
you
think-
want.
Who suffers the most? The people who are not who make.
Do you know the
choices that
rate
don't
of
work for them.
diagnosed mental illness among women in our individualistic society? Do you know what the rate is? Do you know how many women are on psychopharmaceuticals right
we're
now?
also diagnosing
know
at
how
a much
many?
higher rate. We're diagnosing at a much higher rate.
25%.
In the past, that wasn't a case. You can't say that was an increase.
25% of women are actively on
You think women were super
psychopharmaceuticals.
happy?
They're
Women were
crazy.
super happy without
In other words,
choice.
1 out of 4
They're
women
not
is
crazy.
diagnosed
That
crazy.
doesn't make
you know
somebody
why?
crazy.
Because they were given
being on
individual choices,
pharmaceuticals.
and they did things like have
That is
abortions
not true.
and have
It means
promiscuous
that
sex,
people are
and they
actually
didn't have a
seeking help
father
for
to
their
guide
issues.
them because this society threw their fathers out of their lives. And you end up with
And
And
people
the
like
fathers
Max.
didn't leave. They
You
just
end up
got
with people
thrown
like
out. They didn't
Max.
leave. Even though
Ben,
25%
and I want
are
them
abandonment
eradicated.
cases. 25%
He's
abandonment.
advocating for
But they're
genocide.
self-eradicated.
Maybe the
Eradicated.
men should take
He's
more
self-eradicated.
responsibility and
He
stay with
advocates
their
for
kids.
genocide. Isn't that lovely? Ben, I have a question. You just cited individualism. You mean exactly like what Jesus preached in
Jesus
Luke,
Christ was not an individualist in any way,
Yes.
shape, or
Oh,
form.
really? Let's
Yeah,
read
really.
Luke 24, Luke 14, 25, 27. Many people were traveling to see Jesus. He said to them, if you come to me, but will not leave your family, you cannot be my follower. You must love me more than your father, mother,
That's right.
wife, children,
That's right.
brothers, and sisters.
That's right.
So, individualism.
That's not
Family is
individualism.
important.
No,
What is
Max.
Shut
Hey,
the
you
fuck
moron!
up,
You
Ben.
moron! You're in
Shut
Europe.
the
You're supposed
fuck
to know
up,
this stuff.
moron.
Max,
You are getting
wait,
schooled,
hold on,
bro.
hold on.
let me
You're
respond.
Okay.
literally losing the
Alright.
debate, bro. Just calm
Will
down.
you just forgive me for doing this? Okay.
I
But
would
it,
like
it
to
sounds
finish.
like Max.
Can I respond?
Okay, well, I thought
So
you made your
what-
point,
what
Max.
Most men would.
Yeah, no, but what's important is that it's not family that's important. What's important is following God and following Jesus.
It is
So
not the highest
individualism.
good. It is not the
Wait,
highest
wait, wait,
good.
wait. Max,
True.
let me
Got
make,
it.
you're making exactly the point I'm making. The only thing more important than family is your relationship with God and our Lord Jesus Christ in his church. Absolutely right. That's advocating for a tighter knit society. Your real
lying.
family is the church. You
You're
should
lying.
die. You should
You're
live
lying.
and
This
die
one-
for every precept of the Holy
You
Roman
are lying
Catholic
now.
Church, and not sit here on the internet and trash your mother,
one-
the
You are
foundation
lying.
of your culture.
This is a good opportunity.
I made a joke that my mom is a whore. Yeah, my mom is a sexual being, and it's okay. We joke around. It doesn't change. My mother doesn't
Stop.
even speak Spanish,
This isn't
English,
necessary.
dumbass.
Okay.
I never talked to her in
Thank
English.
you.
We were
All right.
beyond that. We have
We're gonna-
My
We're
mom
gonna move
doesn't
to the next
speak
one.
English.
Hey, Ben, are you
you
married?
moron.
Are you
I'm
married?
technically married.
She will
Technically
never.
married.
She will
is
never
where we're gonna go
understand
on
that I
this one.
made that joke, and she
No,
wouldn't even
okay.
care if I made.
But
a
you can
joke.
hit me up on
Yes.
DMs, Kat. Anyways, we're beyond that level.
We're gonna jump into.
But not Max. No
We're
dick pics.
gonna. Well, we're gonna wrap up with that. Want to say, folks, thank you for all of your questions. We had a great debate tonight. It was a lively debate, folks. I want to do a couple of quick little housekeeping things. As you can see, the bottom
Are
right of
we
your
doing
screen.
closings?
Actually, no. Usually we just the Q&A, and then that's just the end.
Drift off. We
But-
win.
That's
Basically,
fine.
folks, check out that poster at the bottom right of your screen. DebateCon 6, Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee, beautiful city. If you use the code 25live pinned at the top of the chat, and then you can find it in the pinned comment. This code works until Sunday night. So about 24 hours from now, it will no longer work. Use it now. Get your tickets. We'll see you there in person. Meet people like Andrew Wilson, Ben's pal, and many others. But I want to say thank you so much to our speakers. It's been a great debate.
Thank you,
Thank you
James.
very much. I had a
Thanks for
great
having us.
time. No
fun.
hard feelings, Max. I'm just
No.
kidding around.
No, it's okay. We can debate the Bible anytime you want, and people come to the after show, and all of you, you're all invited if you want to.
Yeah, Max is a
continue
funny guy. He's a
in
funny
the
guy.
after show.
I want to know where
we-
Max
we
is
can-
from.
I'm from Uruguay.
Oh,
Oh,
wow. Okay.
Can
I was
either
thinking-
of you three can either of you three locate Uruguay in a map?
No.
Thank you.
South America? No.
Yeah, where?
Left.
Come on, Grace, you can
left
do this.
side.
You can do it.
Left side. South. Left side.
Almost. It's tucked between Argentina and Brazil.
Okay. So,
Wow.
east.
Did not pick up
But
on that. Wow.
Thank you, folks. I'm going to let our guests go. I'll be back in a moment, letting you know about other stuff coming up here at Debate or Modern Day Debate. Stick around. Thanks, guys. That was amazing. I'll let you go, but thank you guys for coming on.
What an odd debate. Strange. Very strange. Okay. Let's do the post debate. Copery. That was the weirdest debate I've ever been a part of. Funny though. Easy win. I don't like we didn't even debate the topic half the time. I don't know. Yeah. Apparently Lalo got groped. Let's go. Okay, let me just try to get well, I don't really care. I posted it. Has Lalo been blowing you up? No. No, but I do want to show him getting getting felt up. It's so funny. Hold on. Apparently Joy did a little impromptu. Oh, where is it? Damia sent it. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I mean, my dad was obviously the star of that show. I barely said anything. I don't care. Yeah, here it is. Joy feeling up below.
They're trying to sabotage us.
Yeah, they were for sure.
They're 100%.
Yeah,
No, put the extreme here, but bring it up.
yeah,
You all can't sabotage me and Lala. We're friends now.
yeah,
And this is my boy Blue. He has a blue shirt
Yes!
yeah. All blue.
Did she grab his boob?
on. He has a blue shirt on.
That was a boob grab. Dad? Dad?
Dad. Do you hear me? Hello? Dad? Okay. You just joined. I was saying hi. Did you not hear me? She grabs his crotch too, but only mentions that she does? Really?
Yeah, all blue.
I'm gonna measure his.
Yes, he did. He did.
This way.
I'm soft because I had to pee. That's why. Here, you hold it down. You hold it down for a minute. Okay. I have to take care of something.
I just touched. Oh fuck! I just touched his cock. Didn't
What?
even measure it, and he was like, "Oh, I have to pee. It's just soft because I have to pee." I was like,
I just touched his cock. Is crazy. Oh, Dad! You have to join on Safari. I forgot. Okay, yeah. Okay, okay. Hello.
I'm not on. Oh, okay. There.
You see me?
Yes.
What'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think we mocked.
Yeah. I mean, you were the star. Like, I have to give you props. That was only entertaining because you were there.
I mean, the problem is Kat is like a nice lady who's like
Yeah.
middle of the road. So,
Yeah.
and then the other guy is just too like, it's just too like unengaged. You know what I mean? Like too
Yeah.
like trying to be a funny guy. So there's no meat.
Yeah, yeah. I just couldn't agree with you more. The counterpoints debate was way better in my
And
opinion. But,
James
like,
James didn't
whatever.
want it. James runs a tighter ship than Ryan because Ryan's usually, I think, blazed. So
Yeah.
like he kept muting me so many times, it's just exhausting.
Yeah, and he kept saying like, "Okay, we're not going to go into that territory." I think he just should have let it just go full blood sports because like there really wasn't a lot of meat anyways. So, you know, but I also get it that he wants to keep it.
I don't think
whatever.
it got very particularly good viewership. I mean, you got to get someone like we'll bring some views, but we need to debate someone. And you know, I found it interesting. He goes, Andrew Wilson, your buddy, yeah. And there are people in chat saying like Ben Thorpe should be at at DebateCon. Obviously,
I saw that.
obviously.
They said have Ben
Obviously.
and Andrew.
But
do a
I'm
religious
sure
debate.
Andrew Wilson, because he's a coward, makes it an absolute rule that I can't show up because I'll smoke him on every fucking imaginable level.
Yep, I'm sure that's
If
true.
I smoked him on the internet, I will wreck him live, absolutely destroy him live. And he knows it.
100%.
So he makes it a rule. And why does he make it a rule? Because he's a liar. Oh, they're federal agents. They're dangerous. They attacked my child. Whatever bullshit. Anything as long as you can avoid having to prove that you can hold your own in a debate with me, which you can't. You get wrecked every time. But someday I'm going to get mine. With
Well, you
that
know, it's
coward.
great though, because we're filling in time, we're building up time, we're building up momentum, and eventually he's not going to be able to just like do his pussy shit. Eventually, you know what I mean?
Catholic on Catholic. He's not a Catholic. He's not an Orthodox either. He's not a Christian. He's a clown. He's an atheist like factory. Like he's the stereotype of a Christian idiot saying stupid things that makes atheism look way better as an alternative. He's better for atheism than Christopher Hitchens. He's such an idiot.
True. Yeah, so you know that was kind of like a filler.
He's
debate,
whatever
I
his
guess I
wife.
would say.
I thought he was a Baptist. He's whatever his wife tells him to be.
Yeah. He was a.
She used to be a Catholic, then she became a J Diarrhea Orthodox. These people, they don't have any idea what they've never darkened the door of a church other than like for 5 minutes. They're internet fake Christian losers.
Yeah. Who can be easily exposed, but you know he's got his little cult. Rob Norris, you know, pissing off modern day debate, and he's like wrapped up in some kind of business thing with them.
He
Whatever.
sucks at debating. Andrew Wilson is the worst fucking debater. But I mean, at least he engages.
Yeah.
But it's just garbage. It's garbage that comes out of his mouth 24/7. Liar, hypocrite. just the worst kind of scum on the internet.
I mean, the topic was vague. Are women held accountable? I don't know. I was vaguely trying to like keep bringing it back to the topic. Kat like basically agreed with us.
No, she doesn't. You don't understand the kind of like she's like kind of like she gets like this is like the public school college thing that's like seen as center right. It's garbage. First wave feminism was absolute garbage.
That's
this idea
true.
that feminism is about equality. It makes IDF Hasbara look like reasonable. It's not what it's about. Obviously, Christians have thought men and women are basically equal from the time the church was founded. This radical movement in the late 60s and into the 70s and into today is crazy. It makes no sense. It's extremely dangerous. And people like her, because it doesn't affect them, have no idea what's going on. They have no fucking idea what's going on. People's lives are getting ruined. The jails are filled with people who are there for the wrong reason. Families are getting destroyed. Kids are getting destroyed. Marriages are getting destroyed. The whole society is breaking up. And what does she in the end espouse?
Libertarianism.
Libertarianism.
Yeah.
That is such a stupid take for women. Yeah, men, like the worst kind of men, love it to say, hey, bitch, you deal with it. You deal with it. You kill it. You take the guilt.
Right.
The idea that like women making their own choices is good for women is bananas. Bananas.
Yeah.
You can make some choices, but obviously all successful women's choices are guided by men.
In nature.
Why is that so hard to say? It's
Right.
in your nature to be inclined to be guided by men. Look at prostitution, right? There's no reason you need a pimp. There's no reason you need a pimp.
Right.
But the most successful whores are the ones that have pimps that take all of their money
Yep. That's true.
because they're male.
Yeah, that's like shocking to me. But like, yeah, what was it? Prostitutes
100%
who
true.
keep their money lose it all. Prostitutes who take like 10 or 20% and the rest goes to their pimp make more money. It's crazy, but that's actually true.
And it's not some sort of fucking thing that's easy for men. It's not easy to be in charge of anything. That's the problem with the internet. No one on the internet has ever been in charge of anything. It's very difficult to be a boss. It's very difficult to be in a position of authority. It's hard to be a judge. It's difficult to be in the government. It's difficult to be in authority over other people. It's no fucking candy walk. It's hard to be a father. But like the idea of society saying, like, let's undermine all the structures of authority and let's have this kind of retarded, individualistic utopia. It's disaster. And you know who? And if bitches want to do that, okay, fine. We'll take all the guns. We'll take all the money. We'll take all the power. We'll turn everyone into our slaves. I don't want that. But that's what's going to happen. You think that fucking cat would last 5 minutes in a truly like anarchic society? She wouldn't last 5 minutes. She'd be thrown in a dungeon and enslaved in 2 fucking minutes.
Of course.
But that's what's going to happen. You can't just say fuck you to nature forever.
True.
It's going to
reassert
bypass
itself. Yeah.
She's a nice girl or whatever, but look at her. She's in her mid 30s, late 30s, no husband, no kids. That's why she's on the internet. She's a loser. She should be angry at a society which puts her debating with that little pimple. Like obviously he's just one of those people. He's got a tongue piercing, for God's sakes.
Ew.
I mean, he's just like human vermin, but like to imagine you have to support this guy in a debate. It's like, but he's fine. He's an internet, bug. But like,
Yeah.
you can't just be this sort of like nice person, then be like, oh, I'm going to play my little princess card. I'm normal. Good. And you'll never see her on the internet again. You know why? Because she's not used to the rough housing, right? Because
Yeah,
where
probably.
she's been, no one ever told her the fucking truth.
Mm-hmm.
But look down, look at your life, look at your life situation. You should be angry. It's time for you to get red pilled.
Yeah, she should be mad about the lies she's
This
been
is
fed.
what failure looks like. You're a decent looking woman.
Yeah. Cute.
You're nice enough.
But you didn't get it. You didn't get the memo. You believed what everyone told you, and here you are with Max
She,
trying to support
I saw a
his
comment.
frail little pathetic cockroach ego.
She
It's-
disagreed with
it's
him
just-
many times too. I saw a comment on the actual on Modern Day Debate, their live chat, that was like, Kat is so disgusted by Max, she hasn't even acknowledged him as her partner.
No, and guess who's going to be in Kat's dreams tonight? And I'm not saying that like to say it, right? But she's never been around someone who, right, even on the internet, right? I'm going to be in her dreams tonight, not Max.
Every time you flirted with her, she laughed.
I know, yeah.
Well, like she
Because she knows
actually-
I'm a
she
nice
laughed.
guy. That's
Yeah.
the thing about these like people who actually have a life outside of the internet. She knows like I'm a funny guy. I'm not really one of the scary ones. But internet people are like, oh, I gotta call the cops.
You should
You know,
be in
like
jail.
every normal woman. Like, yeah, this guy would be a fucking barrel of laughs. He'd be a lot of fun. He'd be great in bed. And, you know, it is what it is.
Now, Dad, I would like to show you a brief clip that Damius got for us of Lalo being fondled by Joy. Watch this. It's pretty wild.
They're trying to sabotage us.
Yeah, they were for sure.
They're 100%.
Yeah.
No. Put the exchange here, but bring it up.
Yeah.
You all can't sabotage me and Law. We're friends now.
Yeah.
And this is my boy Blue. He has a blue shirt on.
Look at that. Look, watch that. That was just a straight up tit grab.
Well, I accidentally grabbed part of his trousers today when I was reaching back while I was driving. So
True.
I don't think she's gotten first. I don't think she's gotten ahead of me on the foreplay.
No,
but
no.
she's getting there.
Watch the next part. Watch the next part.
On.
Yeah, all blue.
I'm
Blue,
gonna
blue.
measure his this way.
I'm soft because I had to pee. That's why. Here, you hold it down. You hold it down for a
She
minute.
just grabbed his dick.
Okay.
I just touched. Oh fuck!
File
I just
charges,
touched his
Lalo.
cock. They're gonna measure it, and he was like, "Oh, I have to pee. It's just soft because I have to pee." And I was like, "Yeah."
I have to pee.
You guys tried to
It's soft because I have to pee, mommy. He's saying, don't judge me based off of the dick grab you just pulled because I'm soft.
Yeah,
So,
everything's
looks
for
like-
him is technical.
Looks like the, are you going to put that in your logbook, Lalo? Looks like the NYC collab is going okay.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Did you get kicked out of the room? Last I saw, you were getting bitched out by Rich. Where was that? Somebody posted the chats.
Who are you talking to?
Lalo, he's in chat.
He's in the room right now, he says.
Oh, okay.
He wants to call in.
I mean, do you have any more thoughts about the debate? I don't know.
No,
what,
I mean, there wasn't much substance.
yeah.
I found like the moderating to be a little too. I mean, I get it, but like, I wanted to go like the Max guy. There's no substance. It's just fluff. With that woman, I could have gone through like some of the stuff, and she would have agreed largely with me, but
Yeah.
you know, it wasn't really able to be done. I disagree with you about this. Like, you know, the law is equal, but it should, there should be a double standard. Give me a break.
I hear
Like,
you with that.
technically, we just witnessed SA. Technically, we just witnessed SA. For sure.
Yes.
For sure. That's SA. Undoubtedly, that breaches the line. It's
Sure.
ridiculous to imagine calling the police or filing charges against Joy. It's ridiculous. I'm
I
sorry.
agree with you.
It's totally ridiculous. But
But
if
what-
Boris had done that similar thing to you, like, no, that's a no-go. Whether it
Sure.
be, it's definitely like a smack that he gets and you leave at the very least. But like,
Mm.
and he knows that too. That's why you don't have that. But like this idea of equality under the law is nonsense. Of course,
Yeah,
if a
I
woman
agree with
grabs your
you.
dick, you either enjoy it or you enjoy it. You know what I mean? But like,
Mm.
but you like politely leave and you win. I mean, unless it's something crazy where someone drugs you and it's an old lady or something like that, or someone like Rubek Space Cheese. If she touches you, like, yeah, okay, that's crazy. But like 99% of the time, how are you going to take it as how are you gonna? It's just different. It's different. It's not invasive. If a woman touches your dick, it's not like, oh my gosh, I've been violated. It's ridiculous.
I hear you about that, but what I was trying to do is kind of like a technical move. I was trying to say, like, okay, if you guys are making the point that women are held just as accountable as men, and your standard of accountability is the same penalties for the same crime, then by your own logic, you don't agree with the prompt. Like, you don't agree with your own stance. Personally, do I think that there is a double standard? Yes. I mean, so, you know, it's kind of.
It's
whatever.
like it's not written in the law, but like obviously in the enforcement, it's like guys don't generally. This idea that men and women are equals is ridiculous. That's it's like prima facie ridiculous. But I would have
True.
liked to have asked her, like, whether she prefers like tall, masculine men who are somewhat dangerous to like short, nice guys who are safe. Like, and the
Right.
answer is 100% of the time, women will say they will lie on the internet and say, I prefer the latter to the former. But if
Right.
you really get into their like brainstem, or if they're being honest,
Moisture
they'll
meter.
say the former every single time.
Look at what they read. The Minotaur milking stations. Hello. Yeah. Well, I wish there could have been a little more substance. I think Kat was the one to engage with, which we both did engage. I didn't even really bother with that Max guy. It's like,
But that
whatever,
Max
dude.
guy, he's just on the internet to do his like, hey, I'm crazy. I'm a crazy Uruguayan.
Mm. Yeah, so I do have another debate coming up with that Alex guy. All right, should we invite Lalo up? All right, let's invite it. Let's invite Lalo up.
I'm gonna take a little break.
Yeah, sure. All right, Lalo, we need the download. He was triggering Max, but I mean, Max is just, I mean, he's like too easily triggerable. He's like a little like cockroach. Stephen David. Dude, I needed to sleep. I came back. I took a nice cozy nap. My neck is strained. I mean, you fucking people have no right to complain. You got the clip of the year with Ruby attacking me. Fucking Asmongold reviewed it. And you got Boris and Richie. Okay? I've fucking put out. I've put them up on the glass. I deserved a nap. Okay? Not my fault.
Well, I
that
just want to say
Lalo
before you
wasn't
take Lalo up,
streaming.
the next step, Grace, for you is bear spray.
With who? Oh, on my trips?
She wants to do the Robbie thing. That's part of it. Bear spray to the face,
Oh.
right?
Yes. Mace. Mm-hmm.
Mace.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do the Fuentes. Absolutely.
Hello, Lalo.
Hey, big head. All right, perfect.
Are you in the room?
Obviously, yeah. Hibernating,
Okay. Joy is in there?
asleep,
Okay.
hibernating.
So what happened? Give us the download.
All right,
You
Ava.
can't
So
be on cam? What is this no cam
no,
stuff?
no. Trust me. Anyway, the point being though, literally.
I'm not having you on stream as a no cam. Come on.
Well, let me put my wait. Okay, fine. Hold on. I'll give you the download as I adjust here.
Go in
This
the
is a small
bathroom
hotel
or
room.
something.
Well, let's be professional. The point being though is that like ultimately, I went down here, right? I took the ferry. The Wi-Fi didn't work, so I didn't stream.
No,
I,
turn the camera on before we start doing the story.
Okay, fine.
Lalo can't because Rich is afraid to get the hotel doxed based on the layout.
He was schizo. He's like, you
Go
can't
in the bathroom and film the wall behind you. I'm not doing a no cam. This is you're better than Ava.
What? No, Ava does suck still. I agree.
Well, okay, all right. So you're saying you're gonna get kicked? All right, fine. Then I'll just full screen myself. Okay, go ahead. Give me the rundown.
Yeah. So ultimately, where'd you leave off on? Like basically, I got here.
So you took the ferry. Okay, what were your
Yes.
thoughts getting onto the ferry? You missed the first one, is that right?
Oh yeah. It was totally like that.
Okay. So then you got the
Bitch.
ticket, you got onto the ferry. And at
Okay,
what
we'll leave it
point
there.
did you
Yeah.
realize that I was not joining you on the ferry?
So I walked like a block ahead of you, and then she
Mhm.
was like, great, be like, actually, I forgot my cards, which is just so convenient. Like she never forgets the cards. And I was like, okay. And I feel like Grace was like annoyed, which is just like her problem, not me. It's never me. But anyway,
Personally, I would say I felt like you kind of wanted to do your own thing. So, and I think it worked out because even Darius reached out to you, didn't he? We're skipping ahead in the story, but somebody told me
Yeah.
Darius wanted to collab with you. I don't know what that's about. Is he in New York or something?
obfuscation. No, no, it's ridiculous. All right, let me go live from the bathroom here. All right, there we go.
You don't have to turn the camera on if Rich is going to kick you out. I'm not trying to do that.
That has nothing to do with it.
Okay. That's much better content. Thank you.
Okay, great. Yeah, no, because the last 2 hours were amazing from you. Now, did we see it, chat? One's in chat if you saw it. Now, so I got into the ferry. You did your thing. We're not surprised. Ultimately, I got here, and it was a big commitment. We were all manic about it. I get it.
How was the
Story
ferry?
of my life.
How was the ferry?
Phenomenal. I tried to stream from there, but like the Wi-Fi was terrible.
Did
I
you
could
see the
barely even type
fishies?
anything. I saw tadpoles. Anyway, so
You saw tadpoles in the Atlantic Ocean?
well, like little fishes. All right,
Do you know
but
what a
anyway,
tadpole is?
I know it's like a baby frog. I mean
Okay.
tadpoles as in like short little things, like
Your hair
sperm.
looks awfully mussed up, but yeah, continue.
You've seen this before. Okay, so anyway, the point being, I don't have a hair comb. I borrowed yours, and it got fucked up on the ferry. Now, so I went to Joy's hotel room, and the dad in the relationship was micromanaging it. Anyway,
Rich.
okay, irony does not present. Okay, got it. So I got here. Joy was already plastered, but we went to a bar called Colligan's or Connolly's.
Mm-hmm.
And hey,
I'm just.
hey,
I'm listening.
let it cook. Okay, so anyway, we went to that bar. It went well. Got donuts, but we went back. We got champagne, and it was difficult for the record because we ran out of champagne. And Rich was like, "Don't dock the hotel room." So he's like, like don't flip the camera, like, keep it in the corner or whatever it is.
Mhm.
No clients, by the way. Okay, so then you did your thing, which was absolutely nothing of note. And I mean, you didn't review the stream. Ava was
That's
in there.
true.
She called in. Darius.
I saw some
I
of
talked
it.
to Darius.
Lalo still owes me 5 shots. That's true. Why are you scamming Damius? Come on, he's been
Because
so
I specifically told him that it's $5 a shot. Each shot is like its own dono, and he still did it regardless. So I owe him nothing.
generous. $5 a shot, and how much did he send you?
50,
So did you do 10 shots?
like 7.
So you owe him at least 3 by your own
No,
counting.
no. I said send him 5 a shot so I could pace myself, and he sent 50.
Okay,
Replay the
so
stream.
so you get to pace yourself, but you owe him those shots.
Okay, and
Why are you scamming? You're the one who said $5 a shot. He
I'm
said
not
50.
scamming.
You should do 10 shots if he sent you 50. You said $5 a shot.
That's retarded. If I say specifically, do it this way. Okay, that's like if I said, drive 100 miles, but drive 20 miles per hour in 5 hours, and then he goes 100 in 1 hour. You scammed the rules. That's like, what? That's ridiculous. That's stupid.
Well, okay, scam your only donator. See if I care. Okay, so at what point did Rich come in chat? So what happened after this? Rich, Joy's husband.
You're such a fucking hypocrite. No, wait, hold on. This whole sanctimonious thing, you have no leverage here, okay?
I don't
This is so
scam
stupid.
Damius. When have I scammed Damius?
Damius is a simp. So if you scam him, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying, like, I did not rip him off like a Band-Aid.
It sounds like you did.
There's no Band-Aid with you.
It
Sounds
sounds like
like
you
it.
ripped him off. If he sent
did
you
not.
$50 and you said $5 a shot and you didn't do 10 shots,
I made
that
more
sounds
than
like a
enough
ripoff.
content for Damius. My
Okay.
stream got more views than yours, okay? Number 1. Dick measuring contest defeated. Okay.
I'm sure that's true.
Innuendo. Okay, so then you have no blah 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 blah. Okay.
But why are
Now-
you like? I just want to ask you a question. Why are you mad at me? You're getting a free hotel room. You got free drinks. You got donators, and you got subs, and you got viewers.
You know me, Grace.
What are you complaining about? Why are you mad at me? Like, I set you up with.
I'm not that mad at you. It's been like 40 minutes since I was mad. Look, it's ultimately because I build something up in my head, be it 2 hours on an Uber with an Asian guy that does not have a charger. But like ultimately, it's like if I don't get it like a certain way, it really pisses me off. It's like if I ask for chicken tendies and get good sushi, it's like still like, why did you not give me the tenders? Or why did you lie? But okay, whatever. I
Well,
won't get excited.
Okay, I did not lie to you because I told you before you got that plane to Boston. I told you I'm exhausted. Don't take your flight to New York City. I'm going to have to figure something else out. I'll cash up you the $30 or whatever that it cost. I need to crash because the last 2 days have been extremely stressful, so don't expect any content from me. You still went to Boston. You paid that money. I told you not to fly over. You paid that money. And then I said, okay, you know what? I'll meet up with you. And you got like a day and a half of content out of it. So I like pulled through for you. I told you beforehand, I don't think I'm capable of it. I'm extremely tired. I don't really want to do it this weekend. I still did it, and I shipped you over to Joy to get free drinks and a free hotel room. So really, what is there to be mad
Why
about?
didn't you just tell me
buddy?
that beforehand?
I told you all that beforehand on a private phone call.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. What are you talking
okay,
about?
okay. Before the ferry, did you say, I'm going to ship you off here? All right, I'm stressed out.
No, but you
I'm going
knew
to do
the-
this nonsense debate with fucking losers on modern day
You
debate.
knew the deal
Nobody fucking cares.
beforehand. Before you even flew over, you knew that.
No,
I told,
who cares
I told
about
you
that?
straight
When
up.
you were here,
I told
we're talking
you
about
straight
not
up.
2 days ago,
I
but
told
right
you.
now. We're
I
talking
told
about
you
6
straight,
hours ago.
I told you straight up. Don't fly over. I'm
Straight
not
up
meeting up
as
with
in
you. I
2
don't want
days
to
ago
do
or 6
content,
hours
and
ago?
I'll cash up you for the flight that you booked. You flew over anyways on a different flight. You missed your $30 flight. You decided to fly over. I met up with you anyways, and I think we had a great time. But I don't understand why there needs to be like.
Okay,
what
but
do you
you
expect?
didn't say, oh, hold on, Grace. Why didn't you just say, oh, I'm getting annoyed. I have to do this fucking nonsense debate. Do that. Just tell me it before I commit to whatever
because
else.
you were in this mood that you get in, okay? And
You
I
were
knew
in a
you just
mood
had
to
to
fucking
go.
ditch me on a ferry,
You-
and now you're sanctimonious.
I would
It's
have
fucking
gone.
ridiculous.
I would have gone with you on the ferry, except that you were in this mood where you were ignoring me. You were talking.
Why
over
did you just
me.
say it then?
I
Just-
said
just
it
say
to
what you
many,
feel.
many times.
You're not an adult.
I literally told you in the hotel room, Lalo, you need to calm down. You're talking over me. You just kept doing it.
Your
So I was
dad
like,
said that,
okay.
but your dad did not bitch
No,
to me like you
I
are right
said
now.
that to you. I said that to you.
Your dad said the same thing. How is he not bitching like
I
you are?
said that
What's
to
the
you.
difference?
Multiple times. I said I was
Address what I
trying to
just
let
said.
you know.
You're cutting me off.
I
Just
was
address
trying
what
to
I
let
said.
you know through social cues that you were being annoying, and
Okay,
I was
with
letting
your-
you know, like,
okay, your
I
dad
told
didn't
you,
have social
I told you,
cues?
I'm super tired. You need to calm down. You're talking over me. I feel like you're being rude. You did not pick up on that, so don't be surprised that I didn't get on the ferry. Okay, I needed a break.
Okay, wait a
you
minute,
weren't
wait a minute.
listening to me to give me a break in person, so then it was time
my
to take
God.
an out of person break. Okay, it's not that complicated.
Okay, so ultimately, your father had the same complaints, issued them like 10 times more than you did, but you're taking ownership over you doing nonsense in Rhode Island. Right?
I even if there hadn't been a debate, I wanted to go home. I told you that when I was driving home before you even got on that flight.
Okay, what's
So
better?
you should be grateful
Saying
that you
it
got
2
a day
days
and a
before,
half.
or no, I'm not grateful. Fuck you. No, you deserve nothing. I'm saying you ultimately could have just said that before the whole ferry thing, like 5 minutes before, 30 seconds before.
No, that wouldn't have worked because I had already let you know socially that I wasn't fucking with your vibe, and you were ignoring it instead of addressing the issue. So therefore, me continuing to be honest with you was not going to work out. I just had to put some
It
space
obviously
between
did
us.
because now we're here. You could have just said, "Oh, I don't want to go on the ferry," and I would have been like, "Okay, well, let me book a
No,
flight
you
now."
would have said, "Oh, come with."
No, because you
would have sat
wanted
there in
me
the
to
car.
do this whole thing over here, and then you enjoy that.
Lalo, I don't know
Obviously.
what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes, if somebody's not picking up on social cues, it's not a big deal. But
Social cues?
sometimes,
You're the
there's
one.
nothing you
No,
can do
no,
at a
you're
certain
totally
point.
misleading.
I told you I was
And you're-
extremely tired.
no,
I
you're
told
not
you I
in
was
grasp of the
irritable.
facts.
I told you to stop talking over me. I told you that in the hotel room off stream. I kept
Your
telling you
dad
that.
had more umbrage with that because he rambles more, and yet you're the one that's taking ownership over that little
I told you that
ignorance.
personally multiple times. Yes,
Again,
and I
that
told
doesn't
my
address
dad
the
when you
fact that
left.
there's a quantity of difference here.
You didn't help me
Who was
pack
more
up.
annoyed? You or
You
your
got
dad?
your duffel bag. I could just tell you were in this mood where you weren't going to like listen to me or work with me. You got your duffel bag and you left the hotel room. And
You
I had to
specifically
I had to
said,
sit there.
oh, you
I had to
told me-
sit there and throw out your fucking drinks that you didn't drink like you're a fucking baby. I had to sit there and dump your cans out and crush them up and throw your hot Cheetos away and throw your cigarette cups away. And you didn't help with jack shit, okay? So I don't
cleaned
think you
most
have
of
any
the
reason to
stuff away.
complain. I had to clean up after you like a fucking baby, and it's not that big of a deal, but like, no thanks. I wanted a little space after that. You were being
Why did you say
rude
that?
and obnoxious.
This is so stupid. You're incapable of just saying like, "Oh, I'm annoyed with this thing." That's
Lalo,
straight
we're
up.
at the point where like I expect like maybe 24 hours of like getting along with you. Then you start acting like a baby, acting like a child, and I start going into mommy role. And this time I said, you know what? I'm just cutting
not
off
mommy
before
role.
that
It's not
keeps
mommy
going.
role.
I'm cutting
What?
off before that
I was the
continues
one-
going.
I was
Go
the
be a
one
big
that said,
boy in
"Okay,
New
let's go to the
York.
ferry, let's
Go
go
be
to
a big
New
boy
York,"
in New
and you were like,
York.
"Oh, let's wait."
I fucking sat there and called Joy on your behalf and told her what she needed, and she sent you money for an Uber, and you're still fucking complaining? Come on.
Yes.
What are you complaining about?
Okay, wait. Okay, what'd you do today? Okay, after you left and you didn't go on the ferry, what'd you do that was productive? Let's go ahead. Go ahead, explain it.
I don't have to explain shit to you.
Well, I mean, I don't know. We want revenge on Ruby.
I arranged an Uber for you. I told you to go live. I mommied you through that.
I got
I
the
talked to
Uber.
Joy. I talked to Rich. I talked to Ride. I arranged
talked to
all
Rich
of that
and Joy
behind
more
the
than you
scenes.
did.
And I told Ride that you got off at that port. That's why he went and met you. But you're not fucking grateful for any of that, are you?
You didn't tell me that. So then what?
I don't tell you everything because at a certain point when I can't communicate with you, it's not that big of a deal. It's just like, I know that I get about 24 hours with you before you start acting like a baby and saying you want everything your way, and I just don't
No.
fuck with it at that point. And at that
Well,
point,
okay, what is
I'm
your
going
way?
to
What
let
is
you
your
go
way as
and do
compared to my
your
way?
thing.
What am I
Especially,
asking of
and Lolo,
everybody
this is not
that's
your
different from
fault.
you?
Lolo, this is not your fault, but when I went out on that trip for 2 days, okay, it was a lot. I told you that before you even flew over. And I said, I'm really tired. And so I was overtired from that. And that wasn't even from you. Okay. That part wasn't from you, but you were adding on to it slightly, which I expect from you at this point. And so it's like no hard feelings.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I
'cause
can't be
I don't
upfront
get
with you
stressed out
about
from
that
doing
because
this
you
whole
won't
thing.
respond.
You're so entitled. This is so self-centered. Fuck that. Ridiculous.
No,
What's
you're
your
the
expectation?
entitled one. You don't appreciate
I'm not at all.
the fact that I've gotten you money and viewers. It all comes from me and my dad. You know that. And here's the thing, Lola, we're
Not
not
at
even
all.
fighting. We're not even fighting. You are appreciative. You don't even care. You didn't want to keep hanging out with me and my dad. You thought we were micromanaging you. I thought you weren't like responding and working with us. What's the big fucking deal?
How was it not responding? If you were to ask me a question, I would respond. What are you talking about?
I made it
You're the
clear to
ones
you
like,
several
"Oh, Herman."
times that I was in an irritable mood and I just wanted everything to be a little more gentle and I needed some help. You responded by saying, okay, I'm going, getting your duffel bag and leaving me to clean up the hotel room. So at that point, I made a decision. I don't think I can communicate with this guy anymore. He's not respecting where
is
I'm
so
saying I'm
stupid.
at. So
Okay.
let's just separate.
Okay. I'm gonna go commit to this whole thing. I'm stressed out. I'm Donald Trump. I had to go visit with Putin. We're on the 5th day of negotiations out of a whole week. Yeah,
don't have to
I'm just
do
gonna fly back
anything.
and not tell Putin that. I'm stressed out. Oh no, I committed to this thing, but he should have known that I'm dealing with the government shutdown. I'm dealing with food stamps. Yeah, honestly, yeah,
No,
fuck this.
you're not a
And then,
victim of this
Putin, it's your
situation.
fault. You didn't pick up on social cues.
You're not.
Okay,
You're not.
yeah, thank
you
you.
chose to fly out to Boston for $360.
I did, and now I'm
I
stuck here.
specifically told you not to do that. I told you don't expect any content from me. You
Okay,
made
so
that
you were
decision
not-
on your
okay, you
own.
didn't wa-
I
okay.
told you not to fly over. I told you to go back home. You missed your flight. I said, look, I'll even cash app you for the flight that you booked. You decided to pay $360 to go to Boston, which I thought was cool. We met up for a day and a half, made some great content, and then our personalities started not clicking so much, and we went our separate ways. And I wasn't able to communicate that with you because you were in this sort of like non-responsive mood, and I just knew
You were
if
the
I
one.
knew-
Okay. Well, oh my God. You're so limp dick. I was the one that wanted to leave the motel. You're like, oh, let's indulge this whole thing about like, what are we gonna do? You did this whole the whimsical, like, oh, we're gonna get revenge on this fucking methadone addict, and that went
we
nowhere.
were discussing content ideas, and I wanted to know where you were in terms of sleep and tiredness and what you wanted out of the day, and you didn't respond to any of that. You just walked
I
away.
did. I said, okay, I'm ready to
didn't.
go. Let's have breakfast. Let's fucking go get the ferry. And you missed the ferry. You were malicious.
That's not a
in that,
response. If I
and
ask you, what do
it
you
totally
expect
is.
out of
I
today, and
responded
you
to
say, I
every
want to
little
go
thing.
get breakfast, that's not a response, Lalo.
Nigga,
And it's fine.
Oh no,
Lalo,
I said let's
you're
get the ferry and
just-
go to New York. That's
You're
what we said.
just, you're the way you are. I'm the way I am. We got
Yeah,
a
and
day
you're
and a half of
incompetent.
great
You can't
content
even
out
do
of
it.
it.
You can't even do it.
We got a day
You
and a
can't
half of
even
great
hold up to it.
content out of it. Let's be adults here. Let's just say sometimes it doesn't
Adults,
mesh.
okay, we came up with something. We're gonna go to New York like we said we would, 2 or 3 days after the fact, and we're gonna make content. The whole thing, your dad was like, oh, we're gonna go watch the tree get lit up or whatever the fuck it was. And it was not lived up to. You wasted your time. Now you have that modern day debate that nobody cares about. I'm stuck here. I'm gonna have to fly back.
You're not stuck there. You're a grown man.
You're a
You can go
grown person
anywhere
that's
you
still
want.
complaining about not picking up on social
See,
cues on
this
behalf of
is
somebody else.
continuing the baby mindset. It's okay, Lalo.
How is it a baby
learned
thing?
to.
You're a baby. You're a baby. You told me you're gonna get on the ferry and you didn't, and then you came up with this whole
Yes,
thing about a
I
credit card.
lied to you because
You
at that
lied.
point,
Okay, you lied. I won.
You were not listening to me when I was being honest. So I knew that I had to
Communicate
lie
better. Get
in order
good.
to get out of that
good.
situation.
Be an adult.
No, you straight up ignored me and you were acting like a child. And I said, okay,
Nuh-uh.
you know what?
You're a
I'm
child.
gonna dip, and this will be a good experience.
Ben
for
told me. Oh, Grace is acting like this. Oh, she can't handle it. Oh, she has like this thing. Like this is ridiculous.
I lied to you. I'll admit that. I lied to you because I
Okay.
didn't feel like telling you the truth was going to help the situation. I did lie to you, and I stand
Okay,
by
then
it.
you were wrong.
You were not responding to me being honest. I was trying to work with you. You just weren't responding. You were acting like a child, saying like, I want my McDonald's. I want my McDonald's. I'm leaving the hotel room. I'm not helping you clean up. I'm not listening to you try to figure out where everybody is. I'm not listening to the fact that you're tired. I want to do my thing. Okay, so go do your own thing. Do your thing. You're an adult. You have money. Go do your thing.
Okay.
Did I not cash app you for the hotel room? Like I paid you back in full. I didn't scam you.
Yeah, whatever. All right. Well, we'll see if I can get a flight back in the next 3 days.
I mean, Lalo, there's tons of stuff to do in New York.
Yeah. I'll figure it out. I'm an adult. It's okay.
Lalo,
The Ruby thing will pay
apologize to
out.
you. I mean, I don't like. I just feel like, you know, Kevin, Ride. You've got tomorrow. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, when you're
Look,
scamming
no
Damius,
stress.
like, what do you? I like. Why are you?
He didn't
scamming
vote on my.
donators?
Wait a minute. Oh wait, I'll pull a Grace Thorpe on this one. Damius, I specifically said that you're gonna have to send 5 after 5 for each shot, so I can pace myself. You didn't pick up on the social cues. You sent the full 50, so like I'm gonna gray rock you on this one. Honestly, let me do a debate on this like obscure Discord panel. Okay. Yeah, you're like weird. Like I did lie to you, Damius, but see. It's the same difference, just that I'm right and you're wrong.
No, I don't agree to do things for Damius unless I know I can do them. And if I like, there's like been like one time I didn't go do the bike and he sent 5 subs. Okay, and I apologized. Other
Get
than
on your
that, I don't
knees.
openly scam people. But if you want to scam your donators, fine. Maybe they'll keep donating. I don't really care. You're your own person. It's your channel. Whatever. You don't want me micromanaging. Fine. I don't have a problem with that. Like I don't.
Yeah. Oh well. Oh well. We'll see. We'll see. It's tough.
It's
Oh,
not
well.
tough. You have a free hotel room. You got free drinks. You got money. You got viewers. What's the problem?
But I'm alone. No,
You're
but
not
in all
alone. You're with
seriousness,
Joy and chat.
she's asleep. Anyway, the big deal. I'll figure it out. No stress on you, but I was
I'm
gonna say
safe
like
and
I'm gonna
I'm
rewatch the stream, but I'm
chilling.
not.
I'm
But
chilling, comfy at home, like I told you I wanted to be. That's why I told you not to fly out. You decided to fly out. Well, it's on you at that point.
missing context. But if I were to protest too much, then the lady does protest too much. So it is what it is, chat. Most fundamental cope with them all. Maybe I'll go stream outside, but I
Yes, go
smoked a
into New
cigarette
York
and it
City.
was
You're
for-
missing all of New York. You did bar content in Tucson, Arizona. Why don't you do bar content
Yeah,
in
but
Times Square?
that's the sorority girl. Okay, fine. I will do it soon. I don't care, but not for you, bitch.
I mean,
challenge
go
anybody?
fulfill Damius's request at a bar and try to hit on women. Isn't that what you do?
I will.
Ride said in Discord he wanted to go to a strip club with you. I don't know, man. There's options. It's New York fucking City.
Where the content doesn't sleep. Discord debates never sleep. Okay, yeah. All right. Whatever.
Do you
We'll
want
see
to
what
go to the
happens.
lake with Richie?
Who?
He's
Fat
not
guy?
forcing you.
1 hour. I have no hair comb, chat, please. Davia, send it. Okay.
Okay, now can I ask you a question about this chat from Rich? Rich said at a certain point in your stream, turn off the fucking stream right now, asshole. Then he said you've got 5 minutes to kill the stream or pack your fucking long bags. Now, what was that all about?
He thought that I docked to the hotel room, but I don't think I did. We're
And
good.
how did he think that you did that? Don't actually say it, but
Obviously not. No, it's because Joy went to go get my money back or something at Chase Bank or whatever hotel or ATM, and so I was there and I was just like roasting Ava and everybody. Ruby, felony Ruby. No, I'm
yeah,
just
I
kidding,
saw
but,
that before the debate started. Yeah.
I thought that was what he was mad about, and then he's like, "What the fuck?" And then Joy,
That was good. That was
cleared
good.
my
I
name.
enjoyed watching that.
Better than your shit, yeah.
So
Exactly.
did you make up with Rich?
Kind of on Joy's behalf, yeah. We're good. We're locked in.
Now, what about
Yeah.
what about Joy's she said she had a client who had a condo that you could stay at. What
Nope.
about that?
There was a fallout about the client. There was no clients here in my presence. It's all clean. It's all pristine and clean.
Why don't you ask her about the condo? Wouldn't that be a nice place to stay? You could maybe stay there until you get your flight.
She's asleep? No.
Maybe
no.
when
It's off
she
the
wakes
table.
up.
It's off the table. I'm fucked. Unless I'm in good terms with the two.
Okay.
So
What about
Well,
Kevin?
chat.
What about Ride?
Kevin's such a bit. Okay, anyway. Ride, both. They're like, oh, I'm with my grandma. I'm sorry, bro. Okay, look. I'm kind of fucked. I'm planning on leaving on Monday, and we're crossing our fingers that the government shutdown's done by then, or else I'm gonna have to spend hundreds of dollars on a flight back with the pass. By the way, it's looking tough. But I'm looking forward to watching the Catholic debates on Discord for the next 2 days. So that's okay. It's all right.
ChatGPT says there's no active U.S. federal government shutdown.
Are you that stupid?
What?
Are you that dumb? Okay, look up on Google government shutdown and then go to nearest article. Like, that's ridiculous. I hope it's over, but it's not. You saw on the news when we were going to sleep, like it was still on. In the morning, it was still on. Yeah, like your chat's shitting on you right now,
Oh, this is the second
idiot.
longest. Okay, no, it's still going.
idiot. Okay.
Second longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Why the fuck would you fly during a government shutdown?
Because they didn't have the whole TSA thing.
Buddy.
All right, train time. Not on you, but on the country. I'm fucked. I'm stuck.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know there was a government shutdown. I don't follow those kind of things, but you knew and you still booked a flight.
Because the day when I got here was when they were like, oh, we're going to have to actually like furlough 80% of the TSA, and we're going to have like 90% of the, the Air Force traffic control not work. And like, the flights are going to be fucked. So I didn't know that.
I did not ask him to, BB. I told him off stream. I told him, don't take your flight and just go back home. I'll pay you for the flight to New York that he missed.
That's a lie. That's a lie, but I won't talk about it. Okay, this is the fucked up part. All right. Anyway,
That's not a lie. No,
it totally is.
Lalo, we had an off-stream conversation where I told you, like, look, I'm not going to New York. I'm going to go back and take my dad to New York.
No, we can't talk about this. No, this is where my leverage is at. I'm going to sit on it. We're not going to
No,
talk
and
about
then
it.
I told you,
We're gonna
I know
shelve
you
it.
have
We're
a
gonna-
flight to... No, because I specifically told you. I said, I don't want to screw you over. I know you have a flight to New York. Just tell me how much it was. I'll cash up you for it. We'll figure out something later. You said okay. Then I get a text from you at 2 a.m. saying I took a $360 flight to Boston.
No.
Yes,
That's not true.
yeah,
That is not the whole thing. That is not the whole chat. I'll do my own stream, okay? But it's too awkward with her. Look,
That's
Miss
literally what
Freckles,
happened.
Miss Frecklethorpe. Stop. Okay, anyway.
Did I or did I not? I told you not to get on that flight. Am I wrong?
That's not the whole fucking truth. That's like if
Okay,
you
so you
said
admit that I'm right. Yeah.
totally. Wait,
Because
let me do the
because I
Tucker thing.
specifically said to you, which is why it's so ridiculous that you're pretending to be a victim of me now. I specifically said
I
to
am
you,
a victim. Well,
I
no, that's gay,
appreciate
actually. I'm
that
not a
you
victim.
offered to come and like hang out with me and do the road trip with me. So I don't want to screw you over. Just don't take that flight. Go back to Tucson and we'll figure something else out later. But I'm too tired and I'm gonna drive my dad to court. And like this is like off stream. Can you just roll with it? And you said yes. And you said I understand. And I said, and then you said, well, I have to go somewhere because I told my friends and family I'm gonna be gone for 4 days. And I was like, okay, well that's up to you. But like I don't know if I'm really gonna be up for it because I'm super tired. And then I get a text from you at 2 a.m. saying you took a flight to Boston for $360 and you'll be there at 10 a.m. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, then I told you to take a train down to meet us at Warwick so we could pick you up after court. And that's how all of this happened.
It's a goddamn lie. All right, whatever. We're at an impasse. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
That's
Okay.
not a lie. Why are you saying that's a lie? It
You're
doesn't
a
matter.
liar. You're a liar. You suck. You
What am I
suck.
lying about? That's
Maybe I'll just
literally
go
not a
live on my
lie.
end. No. This is ass. Pancake ass. This is Thorpe ass. Pancake ass. This is a goddamn lie. All right. So
Okay, well, if you
we'll
can't
see.
say what the lie is, then like I'm not lying. That's what happened.
I'm right. I'm right.
Okay, so go live and tell them. I mean, if you want, you know what? Go live on YouTube. I have 90 viewers on YouTube. I'll push them over to your stream. Tell them your side of the story. I'm telling the straight up truth.
All right.
But
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess I should
will.
have had that conversation on stream with you because now you're going to lie about private phone calls we had. Okay,
I
that's
would
fine.
never lie.
That's
You
fine.
brought it up. I never brought that up.
You're
You're a
saying
victim.
I'm lying
You're a
when that's
victim. You're a
literally
victim.
word
Oh,
for word what happened on that call.
Whatever, dude. So fucking annoying. All right, whatever. We'll see what happens. I'll go live. Okay.
All right,
You
go
have a
live
good
and
night.
I'll send people over.
All right, guys.
He's not mad. He can't even pretend. All right. I mean, I did straight up tell him. I was like, you know, I don't know how to. I feel bad for chat, but like, I can't make it to New York. I'm gonna drive my dad to court, and we'll see what happens. And I'm sure we'll figure out something else later. But I 100% told him that. And he was like, okay, but I kind of still want to go somewhere. No, it is true. He said, I'm still going to catch the flight to New York. And I was like, okay, but I don't think I'm going to be there. And he was like, okay, whatever. I'll figure something out. And I was like, okay, I mean, maybe I'll make it there. Maybe not. We'll see. And then at 2 a.m., he's like, I took a flight to Boston. And I was like, okay, well, I guess we'll pick you up or something. Okay. Stream settings. Where is my redirect? Lola's just happy to be allowed to call in. Why did you lie to us? What's the point? I overcommitted. But you know what? I gave you the content of the year with the Ruby clip, okay? I don't want to hear it. Yap, yap, yap. I overcommitted to going to New York City, and I gave you 5 days of pretty good IRL with some fantastic clips here and there. I don't want to hear it. I don't feel bad. Yeah, that was a straight up lie. Because I couldn't tell him the truth because he wasn't listening to me at that point. How do I redirect? They changed the layout. You look guilty as fuck. Oh no, I won't get the donos from people who never donate anyways. Oh, what am I gonna do? Everybody complaining never donates a cent. I know your overcommitment loops. Exactly, Vogue. And you're still here. You know I'm built like this.
I'm never donating again. BB, I don't know how to explain this to you. I have never received a cent from you, so I don't care. I don't care. If anybody here who has donated wants to complain, feel free. But if I have not received a cent from you, then I don't want to hear it. You're getting free content. Do you realize how grateful you should be? You get the people who don't donate, your content is funded by other people. You get to watch for free. There's nothing you pay. You don't pay me. You don't pay me. So like sometimes I'll listen to what you're saying. Sometimes not. Sometimes I just want to go home and take a nap. And I'm sorry if BB feels scammed for no money. You can't get scammed if you didn't pay anything. I have a couple. That's true. I super chatted several times. Okay, fine, BB, but not for that. Not for this road trip. You didn't. I would like to reiterate, I appreciate all the donations. I appreciate all the donations from every super chatter and every donator. I do humbly and graciously appreciate it very much. It's very fun. I love being a live streamer. I appreciate all of you. I super chatted once, Grace. Don't you get paid based on views? Bruh, you know how much Kick pays me for chatters? It's like 10 cents an hour. Like it's not a lot. But I appreciate everybody chatting too. I'm not complaining. You guys are complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm live, buddy. Okay. Oh, can somebody please help me? Oh, I don't want to show my stream key. In the new YouTube live studio. Grace, I paid you in ad revenue. Now get to sucking. Why do you get so excited when you have high views then? Oh my god, because I'm a clout whore, obviously. But I mean, I don't literally get paid in views. Think I have ad revenue? Like maybe $1 a week. Oh gosh. Is there like an edit button? Debate, women's accountability. Oh, settings, live settings. Set an overlay. No, that's not what I want. Pop out dashboard. Alt F4. That's gonna like shut my stream down, isn't it? That's true, Richie. Richie donated his time and his hard work. I thought every YouTuber gets paid for views. No, I mean, if you get 1 million views on a video, maybe. But no. Like live viewers, you don't get paid for live viewers. Okay, I need ChatGPT. Asmik, I know he did. Yes, I know. Which is awesome. You guys are awesome. Yeah. He was like W chat or something. How to redirect on new YouTube live layout. Oh, and by the way, thank you Braceface for the $40 to $20 super chats. Very generous. Thank you. Edit the stream settings. Live settings. All I see is overlay. Oh, I don't have a redirect abilities. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll just post his link. I forgot this channel is like, I barely use it. I need a certain level or something. That's why it's not showing that to me. Okay. All right. Lalo's live. All right. He's going to be coping for a while. Here we go. I'll send his link out. I wish you could ban the negative, nasty comments. No, I like them. I like them. Everybody here likes to bitch. Everybody here likes to bitch. Everybody here likes to bitch and moan. They enjoy it. She did more work in more hours than OBC did in 3 years. All right. I'll see you guys over at Lala's stream. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. I think I should make this more of a regular thing. I think it was a good test. I think like a couple days of IRL, like if we're being honest about like how much I can commit to and like where I'm at and how tired I get and sensitive and all that. I think like a couple days here and there, like taking the car out and going like beep, 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 New York, Vermont, like different places, Pennsylvania maybe, like a 3 or 4 day trip is like reasonable. And like sometimes me and my dad need to break anyways, like. So I think that's actually, it's kind of a good setup to make it like less like, okay, like it's either this huge thing or it's nothing at all. But, you know, I always say that and then I never do it again. But like I did think it was fun. Eat shit. Thank you. Thank you. No. So I need a certain type of screw and I know Guy Chief stays away that I could help, but I also need yeah. Richie made it happen. Exactly, Arcade. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, and like usually every month or so I get some kind of person who's like reaching out and wants to do something. So like, you know, it's doable. Get the real ID. I'm talking like quick trips. I'm talking like 3-4 days max, and just like have that as the max, and just say like, okay, like we'll do that here and there. You know what I mean? Because I have to say, like every time I go IRL, I know that I don't have that many viewers right now, but like. Even when I was with like Boris and Richie, I didn't have that many viewers, but like there are just characters. Both me and my dad are just like, we're magnetic and it's like crazy, but like people are drawn to us, random strangers. Like Boris, who would have fucking thought a random place in Connecticut, some random bougie suburb in Connecticut would have Boris? Like I have to say, the Lord is very, very kind to me when I do IRL. He provides me with content. So I have nothing to complain about. I'm happy and I'm going to enjoy a nice, cozy night with Daddy in my nice, cozy apartment. It was for his own good. Look at him. Look at him. Look, Lalo likes it, okay? He knows at this point what happens. He's not even surprised. Look at his face. Okay. Here we go. Go watch Lalo. I'll see you guys later. I love you all very much. Thank you all for the support so much. See you tomorrow. Bye.